there everybody, and welcome to the channel. My name is Kat Sebastian, and today guys, it's Monday. It's May 13th, day before my birthday, so we're doing an early stream on here. But guys, we're doing something a little bit different on here today. We are doing something much different here on the channel. I did state that there would be some changes coming up, and there are definitely some good changes starting today. I will be toning down the streaming to about ADV. We will be toning the stream down to 4 days a week, but we're gonna have some more content on here. Today, starting on Mondays, we will be doing a podcast episode called the Coffee Cup Lounge, and that is going to feature me and a guest host. We will be doing different topics and discussing those topics here in the channel, and anybody and everybody is more than welcome on here. Hello there, Just Inside Gaming. Welcome to the channel. So, guys, if my alerts are not popping off, I apologize. We are going to be doing a lot more talking, so we will try to keep the topic as much as possible. So you guys can do hosts, you can do raids. I will still see them, it's just they will not be appearing as much. So here in the channel, we are starting the first episode today. And let me introduce you guys to the Coffee Cup Lounge podcast. This is our first episode. So everybody, welcome. I see some familiar faces here in the chat, so I will try my best to say hello to everybody. I will give a little bit of detail on the pictures here. You see right here, this is a picture of my little Mercy and McCree little Funko Pops. I do have those, and they are actually on my desk over on here. And yes, my lovelies, the coffee is here. It is very yummy. I did a good job on it today. So, that is the first thing. This right here, guys, in the bottom left corner, yes, indeed, is my Mercy statue that I received as a Christmas present from my other half this year. For last year. So I'm very, very excited for that. And I do have that right here next to my computers. So like I said, guys, here in the podcast, I will try to say hi to everybody who pops in, but we are going to try to stay on topic. So I see some familiar faces popping in here. Hello, Miss Kitty. Hello, Unknown, Elzora, DB Gaming. We've got quite a bit of people hopping in here for the podcast, so I hope you guys will enjoy the topic on here. We are going to start off. I have my special guest here. Thank you, lovey. So the podcast today, the topic today is Overwatch, as well as some other first-person shooters that we will be discussing about, such as Fortnite, Apex Legends, Call of Duty. So we are going to start that off. And who better than to have the first guest here with me, Mr. Diamond. Welcome, D.
Hey, what's up, guys?
So Diamond has been my partner in crime here for quite some time. He actually is one of my admins here in the channel for my Discord. So he has a say in everything too, and I figured what better way to have a podcast than to start with this man, get this party started. So one of the topics that we are going to start on with, guys, is with Overwatch. We're going to start off with the characters. Now, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the characters. If you guys do play Overwatch, if you don't, so me and Diamond are going to start off with the characters. So, Diamond, you are more of the DPS main. So why don't we start with you and you explain briefly some of the characters that we have for DPS.
Okay, so in DPS, I play a few characters. I've played all of them for at least a couple hours each. But some of my favorites are Genji. He's a fast flanker. It's a ninja cyborg, or cyborg ninja. Then there's McCree. He's a sharpshooter. He's also a cyborg cowboy. So
That's my picture, guys.
he's more of the hit scan, normal. I want to say Call of Duty because that's soldier. I don't play soldier, but he can sprint. He has all of like the normal things you would usually see in Call of Duty games, like grenades. And then his ultimate is literally just an aimbot. I can go in depth with a couple more characters if you want me to.
How about we start with characters like that are up in your face, more like Reaper, Doomfist. What are your opinions on those?
Okay, so I play Doomfist a good amount, and I also play. I'm gonna put Genji in there with it because when you're playing Genji, you want to play like up in their face. So with Doomfist, he got buffed recently, like in the last month, I believe. His cooldowns were shortened a bit, so that was nice. He has more escape and also initial like attack. So I think it was 5 seconds before the buff, so it's now 4. And 1 second might not seem like a lot, but for people who are in the face of the enemy, where 1 health is the determinant factor, then it's all the difference.
Especially with coming right up in your face characters, Doomfist is definitely one of the big DPS as far as big KOs, right?
Yeah, definitely. He has combos that will one-shot characters, especially with his punch. He can one-shot anything below 250, I believe. So anything below a Mei or Reaper is dead.
Basically, now Reaper, he's more of a sneak flanker. So, do you want to try to go into more depth with him on that one?
I don't play him much, but yeah, he's more about position. So you don't have much escape except for your Wraith form, and that has a really long cooldown. So most of the time you want to teleport in like behind the enemy to where they wouldn't see you, and after his recent buff, where 1, it makes less noise, and 2, he knew in midair, so he has more opportunities to get behind the enemy. Like good examples on Dorado. If you're on the defending team, then there's a jump you can do from the left side of the first spawn, and that will bring you to the main point, or not the main point, the spawn of the attackers, and that's gives you a major advantage if they're not expecting it. So he's you have to play more strategic with Reaper than you would believe.
And then you have your other characters for DPS. You have Sombra and you have Tracer, who are both very, very quick at engaging and disengaging. Sombra, she's more for hacking, so she can be viable, but I believe it is also with certain maps that she is viable, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't play Sombra much, but yeah, she is a character where it's what's called, where a lot of your utility is from hacking. So a lot of the time you want to build up your ult so you have the EMP, and that will lead to, even without your teammates having ultimates, you can inflict major damage. Like you can get a team wipe, like a Sombra EMP to a Diva Bomb. If they're not expecting it, then they're destroyed.
Mm-hmm. And then you have Tracer, who can sneak around behind you pretty quickly and take out your support line, as well as take out any DPS that she can try to accommodate. However, there are, in the game, guys, there are counters for every character. Now, we'll go into depth with different characters as well as health and stuff like that. The first one is your DPS. They are the damage per second characters. Now, D will tell you, and I will tell you, we both have been playing this game long enough. But when did you start playing Overwatch, D?
I've been playing since the open beta.
Okay, so you've been playing almost as long as I have. I started playing right after the first Summer Games event. So it was right around Labor Day weekends when I got the game. And I've been playing that since. And back then, guys, they had everything. You had your offense characters, you had your defense characters, you have your tanks, and then your supports. Now they have it grouped up to where the offense and defense characters are just labeled DPS. And then you have your tanks and then your supports. So DPS, they can be flankers, they can be sharpshooters, they could be long distance, they could be turrets, such as Bastion, Torbjorn, Symmetra. They're good for more like close quarter combats, if I would say.
Close quarter defending, yeah.
Yeah, so more like closet fights. So if you're looking for anything that's like on a smaller map that's more of a closet fight, you could do characters that are more viable in those situations than characters that don't fit in those types. And then you have your tanks. They're basically the ones that make the space. So your tanks are, in my opinion, they're very viable. So what happens with tanks is they're going to go in, they're going to create that space, they're going to try to get the enemy team to branch out and then slowly start picking them off. So for your tanks, guys, if you're not familiar with them, tanks is Reinhardt, Orisa. They are the big main shield tanks. So if you're going into any map that requires a chokehold, basically, you want a shield tank. And depending on the map, you could have either Orisa for more of a defensive purpose or a Reinhardt. Usually Reinhardt is highly recommended. And then you also have Zarya, who can use her Graviton Surge to get everybody on the enemy team grouped up, or she can bubble herself and another teammate, preferably Reinhardt or something like that. And then you have Diva, Winston, and Wrecking Ball. They're more of your tanks that kind of jump in together, per se. And then
I can explain that if you want.
Yeah, go for it, D.
Okay, so Wrecking Ball and Diva, they kind of, you don't want to exactly rush the enemy team, but you want to make them scared of you. So you want to be like up in their face, kind of like Doomfist, but you have a lot more health, so you have a lot more sway in how much you can control the battlefield. So like if you jump in there as Diva and you start like attacking people, they can't easily kill you, and when they do get you low, you can just get out. So a lot of the time you disrupt them so they aren't sure what's going on, and then your team can push in on the distraction you made.
And then you have Roadhog, who I kind of see as a hybrid of DPS and tank. with the way that he's designed, D.
Yeah. Yeah, Roadhog's in a weird spot.
Roadhog, if you guys aren't familiar, he is a tank who can heal himself, and he's kind of up in your face like a DPS, so he's kind of a mix.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to explain, but he can hook anybody pretty well. Pretty much one shot kill them. I don't know if they nerfed that anymore.
I think it was nerfed a while back, but you can still one shot kill a lot of characters. I believe.
I think maybe they did. Maybe they did it.
I know a lot of it depends on the RNG of your shrapnel. So since it's a shotgun, a lot of the shrapnel will like not hit even at close range. So you have to kind of hope that all the pellets hit, and if enough of them hit, then dead.
Yeah, and another thing with tanks, guys, is they are the ones with the most health, but they are also the ones that are going to take the most damage out of people. So
yeah,
it's very viable to keep them up as much as you can. And if you're not able to, then your whole team's gonna fall apart. Because the DPS can't really be reliable a lot of times because they're trying to pick off what the tanks are making the space. So if you're able to keep your tank up, at least have one DPS around them, then you're okay. So that I feel like that's a viable thing that a lot of people don't take care of is with tanks. And then last but not least, you have your supports, which if you don't mind, D, I'll try and explain.
Yeah.
Because I'm more the support main.
That is your role. I'll leave it all up to you.
So with supports, guys, they are also another viable, and they are, of all the characters, in my opinion, they are the squishiest, but they are also the hardest to play because, well, I wouldn't say the hardest because it depends on what character you're playing. It's a matter of where everybody is. Like, you have to keep track of where everybody is, and that's not easy. That requires the most concentration because tanks have one role, guys. They're just going to charge in there and make that space. The DPS are going to pick off where the tanks are making that space. The supports have the hardest role, and that's trying to keep everybody alive, at least in my opinion. You have, let me see, we have Baptiste, we have Anna. Anna's more of a sniper healer, so what she does is she's gonna stay towards the back a little bit, but still be able to have her sights with everybody, so she could be viable in most maps. Then you have Lucio, who's more of a speed healer per se, because he kind of has this ability where he can rush people in and out of situations, but he can also heal people. So then you have Brigitte, where she's more of a DPS support hybrid, the way that she's designed. So she's basically the one that's going to deal with the flanker. So if you got a tracer coming up behind on your other healer, she's just going to bash them and take them right out. So she kind of is the stopper in situations like that. And then you also have Zenyatta. He's also a hybrid of DPS and support. So with Zenyatta, he has two abilities technically. He has a Discord orb, which will put a damage orb on a player, and he'll just start hitting and trying to knock their health down for one shot kill, depending on how you aim. And then you also have the Harmony orb, which will heal, and then he has an ultimate where it's Transcendence that will heal everybody and give him more movability. And then let me see, we have Anna, Brig, Baptiste, Lucio, Anna, yes. And then last but not least, guys, my main, and you guys know it's Mercy. I know we have Moira. I forgot we have Moira. I apologize. Moira, she's also a mix of a hybrid of DPS and support. She kind of bounces off like Zenyatta, but she's got much more movability. She can get behind people, use her damage orb to suck the health out of you. And then she also has her healing orb that will go around and heal you. And then her ultimate, which is Coalescence, kind of does both heal and damage depending on what you have. And then last but not least, Mercy. Now, Mercy, guys, like I said, I've been playing this game for 3 years. I've seen all the changes that have happened to her. So I've been through it all with her. She's still the #1 healer, in my opinion. Now, there's probably much debate on that, and that's fine, but there is talk where people need to understand that Mercy is slowly starting to come back, depending on who you ask, because with Mercy, when she first started, she had the ultimate res, which basically she could res the entire team back. So let's say, for example, you have a Pharah on the enemy team with a Zarya, and they just wipe out all 5 of your other teammates. You can get in there and res the whole team, and basically you would get play of the game, because that's like the ultimate play right there, is taking out somebody's ult like that with your own ult, the way that she does it. She pretty much won games. She was what made the game really intense and fun, because it was a matter of hunting Mercy down, because she could be the solo healer and heal everybody and there was no problem. But now it's where you need at least 2 supports to sustain that constant heal, sometimes 3, depending on what composition you're running, in my opinion.
Yeah. So can I insert something about this?
Yeah, what's up?
I think a lot of it is that DPS have, like, let's say people who didn't exactly, like, understand the game, like, back, like, the first 2 years when it was out, and they played it casually, but they didn't really, like, understand how everything worked. So they played, like, Genji, Hanzo, those type of people, and they kind of just went for whoever. And then slowly people are getting a lot better, so they are starting to focus, like, healers, so the tanks can't get healed. Once the healers are down, tanks are pretty much sitting ducks. So it's just a matter of I think it's just a matter of player skill rising in total.
Right. And also with that is people need to understand with supports, you'll see me, guys, when I'm playing Mercy, I'm flying everywhere, because I know where my map sensor is, because I played the game long enough to know where to be and where not to be. And sometimes I make mistakes too with her, but the point being, though, is it's knowing your map awareness and knowing where the team should set up. So that's the next thing we're going to start talking about, guys, is we're going to start talking about team comps. There are several different ways. Some people do what's called the 2-2-2 rule. And what that is, guys, it's basically 2 DPS, 2 tank, and 2 support. Normally, that would be the most logical as far as doing the game, as far as team comps. But sometimes that doesn't always work. Sometimes you have to go for triple tank and triple support, which is called GOATs. Now, do you remember when GOATs was first introduced? Wasn't it something with...
Yeah.
I know Ryan and Zarya are the 2 big ones, but...
Ryan, Zarya, and I think it was... I don't want to say it was right when Wrecking Ball first came out. was either when Wrecking Ball first came out, or they just had a Roadhog. It was Reinhardt, Zarya, Roadhog, Wrecking Ball, or D.Va. One of those tanks, but Reinhardt and Zarya were always there.
They're basically glued to the hip. So if you have a good team, a good tank comp with Ryan and Zarya, people make the mistake of going for the Ryan. You need to go for Zarya. She's basically what's keeping everybody else up. She's keeping the other two tanks up. So she's got a lot of weight on her shoulders because a good Zarya main, she's going to bubble her Ryan first or her other tank. Or depending on the situation. Sometimes she's going to keep the supports alive. So basically one of the things that with a good Zarya main is if you have a Reinhardt that's charging right to the point and he gets in there and he just starts smacking people around, bubble him. You're going to get your ult charge quick. I have even seen it in the leagues, guys. They get that ult charge as quick as like 2 minutes, not even. Because she's pretty much up in your face getting in there. That's what she does. So I feel like people make the mistake of going after the shield tank. Go after Zarya. Because if you take the Zarya down, then everything starts going downhill for that. But then you got to worry about the third tank, which I believe it's what now? Is it
It depends. It's D.Va, Roadhog, Hammond, Orisa. Like, you could probably interchange the third tank for like any of the other tanks available. It just depends on what type of goats comp you're going with. Like a lot of goats comps are just rush the enemy, so they'll bring a D.Va and lately a Hammond, so they can just rush the point. And along with that, they also bring a Lucio as one of their 3 healers, so he can just bring him to the point really quick because of his speed boost.
Now, didn't they, when they first started... Oh, hold on one sec, guys. When they first started, didn't Moira get into the mix a little bit?
Yeah, with the healers, it was Lucio. Lucio for sure, because they need that speed boost to get the point as quick as possible. Moira for the healing and damage, since he pumps out so much Volt. And then I believe it was Mercy. Don't quote me on that. It's either Mercy or Ana.
She wasn't part of Goats then.
Okay, I think it was Ana then.
It was the way that it was set up. Ana and Lucille were the 2, I know that, and I believe Moira was the 3rd. Then they switched out Moira for Brigitte, and then Ana for Zenyatta, if I remember correctly. Hey, Dork, how you doing? Welcome to the podcast. How's everything going? So, right now, there are 30 characters in the game, and I think they're going to add a 31st this year?
Yeah.
Something like that?
I think they're going to have like 2 more heroes this year.
Oh, it's 2 more. Yes,
yeah,
it's
they're planning on adding a good amount per year. It's either 2 or 3. 1, 2.
Well, then you also have your maps, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because the new map of Ana just came out.
So, with the team comps, they usually switch it up. And I've seen it in the league as well. They've been running a lot of goats. And honestly, people have been getting really tired of it. So, I feel like maybe... Do you think maybe there's too much going on with Ghosts? Like it's getting too much recognition and people are just sick of it, D? Or what's your opinion on that?
I think it's definitely a thing where
Hello, Mr. Sean. How are you doing?
It's too good not
we're
to
doing
run.
Overwatch
like, so
to start off, and then we're going to
teams,
go into other topics
even
with
even
the
if
gaming
they are
and
running
FPS,
Ghost Comp
first person
Ghost
shooter and
Comp,
stuff
then
like
it's
that.
really hard to deal with the other Goats team because they just have so much healing and so much health to deal with. So if they try and run anything else, then more than like half the time it's gonna end badly for them. So it's just a thing where they're playing the most optimized
So we're also gonna put
optimized
up on
strategy,
Apex
and
on here.
it's
So if you want to stick around
too
for
bad
that,
that
you're
there's
more
only
welcome
one
to do it.
optimized
We're gonna try
strategy
to
at the
talk a little bit
moment,
about
and
Apex.
Blizzard is attempting to nerf goats so that more comps can be seen. So yeah, that I was about to say, Sean. Yeah, goats has been seeing a little less play.
Less play, but
It's still
being
major.
played.
Like it's still there.
It's still being played, but not as heavily.
Oh yeah, it's not like it was when it was at its peak.
Yeah,
with
when it
every
was at its
team
peak,
playing
it
goats
was
comps.
like 80 to 90% goats. I mean, some of the league has still been playing it, but a lot of them are getting sick and tired of it because they don't want to do it. They're listening to the fan base more. So I really feel like that, the players are like, you know what, this is not what we're gonna run. We're gonna do something different so we can keep interest with our fans. So that's how I see it, because some of the teams, they're bringing back some of these others, like with Mercy and some of the other comps that they used to do. But that, especially after Baptiste got introduced, I feel like Goats is still a pain in the keister.
Yeah, Baptiste.
It's just brutal with him on.
Baptiste both countered goats and helped goats. So it's kind of just nothing really. I don't want to say nothing really changed with goats, but like its efficiency didn't really change.
Yeah, the efficiency, it's still there. But the problem with that, though, is instead of having like Zenyatta, they're putting Baptiste in there now from the few that I've seen. And it's like, it's basically they're trying to one up each other with the same comps. And honestly, it's kind of boring. It's basically, how can I put this in a nice way? It's kind of like to see which team has the bigger dick, if you want to put in layman's terms. They're trying to see who's got the bigger goats theme going on with that team. And honestly, it just keeps going and going, and it's boring. It's not fresh, It's stale.
Yeah,
And
that's why they've been
not
trying.
fair to the viewers. It's not fair to people that want to watch these league games, because they want to see an epic showdown on which Overwatch League team is the best in the world. And you have this matchup where it's basically, one GOATS team versus another GOATS team, and it's really not that impressive to watch, in my opinion, But then you're starting to see, like, the 2-2-2 rule being enforced, because people have been complaining. Like, there's been matchups, like, D will even tell you, there's times that we're playing in Overwatch and there's like 4 DPS, 1 healer, and 1 tank. You can't do that. It's not fair to have 1 healer, because if that healer goes down, you're screwed.
Yeah.
So it's not fair to do that. It's like you have to have a second support.
Sometimes that can work out with a single support, 1 tank. But the DPS need to be on their game, and like they need to be protecting the healer. Like, if the healer is not getting enough protection, then that healer is dead.
Yeah, and if they're getting picked off easy, they're gonna switch to a DPS, and then you're gonna have no heals, and that's not fair to the team. But you have to be in the position of the support. If they're getting picked, you gotta have somebody help your support. Now, for somebody like me who's been playing Mercy, I could solo heal if it's a last resort. I would rather have a second healer. But if we're not getting anywhere and it's like, listen, I gotta swap off, can you handle it? I can do it. Because I've got that experience with her. I know how to play her. But for somebody that's new to the game and stuff, you got to, no matter what, you've gotta have a second support. And that's not just in Overwatch. That's in other games, like other, first-person shooters, like Team Fortress 2 or, Apex or, something like that. Just kind of help out your team. That's one of the big things that you don't see. So my thing that I want to talk about is hackers and cheaters, D.
Whew.
That's one that we've been wanting to talk about for quite a while, guys. And D, do you have any a few examples you want to give on what you've seen?
So
how are you doing there, Solus Havoc? Welcome to the podcast.
I've seen a very high increase in hackers lately. Like, I'd say about, I don't want to say the beginning of this year, a little bit before the beginning of this year, so like beginning of December.
Excuse me.
Hackers like started. They are starting to get more blatant. Like they're getting a lot sloppier with it, and it's more noticeable. Or there's just an increase of them, and I believe it's an increase because Overwatch is running so many just sales, so it's going for like $20, and people can buy multiple accounts and just hack on those accounts because it won't affect their main account.
Yeah, and see, I don't feel like that should be allowed. I mean, now this is where it's gonna start getting controversial, because I know people have like one or two alt accounts because they want to play. Maybe they don't want to play with friends and they kind of just want to go like solo for a little bit, and that's fine. But there's a difference between just playing and hacking. And didn't we have a hacker and the McCree, I think we saw in one of the games last week or something?
It was a blatant McCree hacker. He was tracking through walls and everything, and if I can find the stream, I'm gonna attempt to find the stream clip. But what's it called? He was like blatantly cheated. It was, if you could see I know the enemy team, they doubted, but
most of the hackers are also linked to selling them.
Okay.
Oh, here's a good one, D. Somebody just mentioned in the chat, most of the hackers are also linked to selling the loot crates and so on. So they're probably using the crates and then selling them off for profit.
Yeah, that seems like something people would do.
But on top of that, guys, there's a reason, and it's not just in Overwatch that I've seen this, guys. It's been in Apex, I've seen it. Fortnite, I've seen it. PUBG, I've seen it. There's a reason why I go on YouTube and I watch a lot of these videos, because you may think it's somebody that's just going to be a regular player. You don't know if it's a Smurf. Let me rephrase that. And you just don't know who's on the other end of that screen. Like, let me give you an example, and I wish I had recorded this. This was long before I started streaming. Me and a friend of mine, we were in competitive, and we were a duo, and we went in with a couple, with 4 other people, and we were on, I think the map was Anubis or something like that, and I was playing Mercy. And at that time, I had been crouched down, hiding behind a wall. Sights wasn't even up, and this widow just headshots me. So I thought, okay, maybe I must have uncrouched or something. So I watched the kill cam, and she went directly through the wall to hit me. So I was like, okay, maybe it was a glitch, because sometimes there are glitches in games, guys. So you're thinking, okay, maybe a glitch happened and stuff like that. But one of the things that I said was, okay, I'm going to try it again. So I was, like I said, hiding behind, inside a doorway, not even poking out, and she headshots me again. So I watched the kill cam. She still did it. So I said to my other teammates, I think the Widow's hacking. And one of my teammates says, let me go do this. You know. So they did that. They were out and about. And you can't see this Widow. You don't know where she is. And she still somehow headshots McCree. And he watches it. And he even noticed, yeah, she's hacking. Oh, we got some stuff going on. Hang on one sec. Yeah, I agree with you there, Solus. It's been really bad for years, and wow, now that Blizzard made it easier to get gold from other sources, there's also a fine line between abusing a glitch and hacking, you know, and it happens. Like head glitching in COD. Oh yeah, I've noticed it in Call of Duty, Apex. I've noticed it, Fortnite, those kind of games, guys. You know, and I'm not just saying this. D's gonna tell you this too. Keep that kill cam on, no matter what. You don't know what's going on. You know, you don't know what they're doing. So if you feel like something is questionable, watch the kill cams. Because I'll tell you, I've caught a few people hacking and cheating and all that, and I report them right away. So if you got a recording of somebody, or if you're streaming and out there, do be careful, guys. Please keep that kill cam feed on, because you can catch somebody and you won't, you know, and then they'll take care of it. But the thing is, though, is you have to be careful on that. Now, I'm not saying everybody is a hacker. You know, I'm just saying, you know, some people can get some good plays. You know, some people can go and get a lucky shot. Like, I've had a lucky shot. You know, I have a clip that I got with Widowmaker on an ult and Genji that I just just boop, luck shot. Doesn't mean that I'm going to, you know, that I'm hacking and all that. It's just I got a really good lucky shot. Yeah. So we've got some discussion going on in the chat too about the games and stuff like that. And it's not just, you know, on PC, it's in console too, guys. That's a big one, in my opinion. So what do you think on your opinion for that, D? Like, should people keep the kill cam feed on, or should they not? Like, what would you put your opinion on that?
Kill cams, I keep them on generally. Like, I see no reason to keep them off. Like, if there is some shady stuff happening, then it's easier to see from their perspective. So, like, from your perspective, all you see is you getting shot. From their perspective, you can see them tracking you through a wall. And in Overwatch specifically, you can see if they have, like, sights on you, if they have, like, a Hanzo arrow, if they have a Widow ult up. You can see that on their kill cam.
How are you?
So you know if it's, hey, okay, so that's just they were able to see me. That's fine.
Right.
Or if it's a, like, oh, he can see through walls without having either of those.
Right. Now, like I said, I'm not saying everybody's a hacker. You know, there are people that are really good at what they play, and they get some pretty good shots. You know, like, there are some Hanzos that don't hack that are pretty good Hanzos. Same thing with McCrees and Widows and any type of, you know, sharpshooter like that. You know, I'm not saying everybody does it. I'm just saying, if you feel like that there's something that's questionable, watch the kill cam. You know, and then you got the people that cheat and all that, and it's like, really, is it really worth cheating? Oh, here's one, D. So Solus Havoc in my chat said the big problem with most of Blizzard's games right now is that they fired a lot of staff, hence the rise in hackers and bad players.
Ah, that would explain a lot.
So, yeah, that definitely explains a lot with the hacking and all that. But one of the things that now we're going to start transitioning into is how to be a good player versus a bad player. So the first thing is to be a good player is just play the damn game, guys. You know, just play it the way it's supposed to be. You know, don't be one of those people that, you know, is going to be an ass to the team. Just play the game. You know, if you're not familiar with the game and stuff like that, it's okay to, you know, go in like practice range and, you know, test out a character. You know, see if you like it or not. Exactly, Maddie. Don't cheat and don't be a toxic ass, you know. It's okay to get mad, guys. You know, trust me, I've gotten frustrated, but I'm not going to yell at somebody and be an asshole to them, you know. So to be a good player, guys, is just play the game the way that's supposed to be. Me stuff. Be nice.
Hold up. I just about got the clip of that.
Okay.
Dude.
Hang on one second.
Give me a second.
So, that wasn't hot dripping.
Oh, is that this? Oh.
Yeah. So, like I said, guys, you know, it does not pay to be an ass in a game. Okay? It really does not pay to be an ass in the game. So one of the things that I say to people is, you know what? You can get frustrated and all that, but here's the thing, guys. Don't start yelling and screaming. Sometimes you gotta laugh it off. You know, sometimes I do it. You know, I'll laugh, you know, at stupid things, you know. It's like, you know, you're gonna make mistakes in games. And you know what? You gotta learn from it. Like, I'll give you guys, you know, a thing here. I used to be salty when I started playing. Believe it or not. I used to be a little salty. But, you know, now, here we are, you know, almost 3 years later. I still get frustrated. But, you know, it's okay to get frustrated. Yeah, it's like, you know, play, you know, if you're getting really, if you know where your level is to get tilted, guys, get off the game. Go play other games or go do something else, cool off for a little bit, and then come back and be like, you know what, okay. You know, we're okay.
Most of the time, you'll chill out, just eat something. Animal instincts.
Yeah, or
Funny
just
thing.
grab a drink of water and go, you know, chill out for like 15, 20 minutes and, you know. So.
Oh, and I sent you the clip of that questionable McCree. And I say questionable McCree, but what's it called? I got it from the stream. You can, like, a lot of people will say, oh, he's not hitting you all the time. I hate when people say that because people forget that hackers don't want to be caught. So you can you can see when Cat is behind the pillar, he locks onto you through the wall. So I'll let you get the clip up so the stream can see.
Hang on one sec, D. I'm gonna get that real quick.
Yeah, get the
minute, guys.
get it in stream elements, right?
Yep, I'm gonna put it.
Or
I
not stream
gotta get
elements,
my
yes.
chat though. Hang on. Okay, so guys, I put it in the chat. D got the clip. That is the clip, guys. So I want you guys to tell me, MD, what you think about that clip because, like, even I'm looking at his kill cam. I'm like, no, that's an automatic hack in my opinion. You know.
I really wish I was recording my game.
Oh, that's why I stream.
Well, if you could have seen my kill cam, then it would have been like nobody could doubt it because it was just that obvious. Because one, he tracked me through a wall completely, and two, he did perfect. I don't want to say perfect recoil. He did perfect tracking with McCree's right click, which is impossible.
Right.
Like you can get really good tracking, but you can't get perfect. Like it went.
No, like you've got people like the pro guys, like, they've got really good tracking because their sensitivities are built high, but for somebody that's just in quick play and that low of a level, like, that's questionable. And sometimes
Wait,
you can't get it on the first try either. Like, you have to watch the kill cams a few times, in my opinion. But, you know, you have that, and then another thing that, you know, and like I said, guys, it's not just in Overwatch, it's in all games that I've noticed it quite a bit. I've seen it done in Fortnite. There are people that hack in Fortnite. There are people that do it, you know, in Apex. I think and I was watching a friend's stream and I was watching the kill cam, and I noticed that in Apex. And then there's also been like Call of Duty and stuff like that. So guys, it's not just in one game, it's all over. But you have to be very careful because, like I said, you don't know who's on the other end of that character. You don't know if it's an actual person or what. So be careful when you're playing, guys. Which brings us to the next topic, D. Tilting, toxicity, abusive chat, all that fun jazz.
I know a lot about this.
All right. You want to start us off then?
Nah, you can start it off. Let's go.
Let's start with tilting. I feel like that a lot of people would know their limits, but explain the term tilting a little bit, D.
Okay, so it's pretty much exactly just getting mad, like frustrated is a better word, because mad is not really the thing I see with it. I see frustrated because like you have so many things either going wrong, or like the enemy team's completely rolling you, and you want to like win, but it's not going to happen that game.
Right.
So.
Or if, you know, there's too many mistakes being made because, you know, you're tired and all that, that's another way of tilting.
Yeah.
But I feel like the big one is toxicity and abusive chat.
Yeah.
And that's not just in one game, guys. I'm talking like a whole general broad of games. But lately I have been noticing it a lot in a lot of the games recently, that people just say what they want to say and they don't care if their accounts get banned. And I feel like that's not okay. We've gotten people that will do like, you know, you go kill yourself, go fuck yourself, this. I mean, the list goes on, guys. And this is tamed. I have seen it where people just go full-blown batshit crazy on YouTube. And it really just mind boggles me. Like, where do you learn to talk like that? You know, it just... People have to understand, like, especially when you put something in match chat, it's not just your team. You know, it's like... everybody sees it. Oh yeah, and just inside gaming, that's tamed. Like, I have seen 10 times worse and heard 10 times worse. It's like, how can you just say something like that and not care? You know, people have got to understand it's a game, guys. There's no reason to get so freaking goddamn tilted like that. Like, D, you got one? With abusive chat and all that?
Yeah, what's it called? I was playing comp like a week ago. Like, I think it was like last Tuesday or something. And, what's it called? This guy, he was going crazy. Or I wouldn't say crazy, but he was like really frustrated. Like, he was saying we were all doing shit wrong, and that like we were the fault we were losing. And what's it called? So he was playing Moira. So then we had two healers, including him. So he kind of needed to stay Moira, but he switched to Vera because he wanted to. So, and I feel like a lot of toxicity is just because, hey, I want to. Yeah. So after the game, he friended me, and the only reason he friended me, see me at bronze. I mean, that's kind of sad. Like, bruh.
Well, and here's something that me stuff put in here. I think toxic is directly related to new heroes that are no fun to play against. So you've got characters like Brig and Baptiste and Wrecking Ball, and all these new characters are starting to come out that are, and like I said, this isn't just obtained to Overwatch, guys. This obtains to all brands of gaming. Whenever a new character comes out, people are going to play the daylights out of it, and some people will take it to the point that it's not fun anymore. And I feel like that's not fair. But at the same time, like I said, you can't control what somebody's playing. Excuse me. And one of the things that I say, guys, is there's no reason for toxicity. And it's not just Overwatch. It's like, I've even seen it in Hearthstone. Like, honestly, of all games, Hearthstone. Like, it's a card game. There's no reason for that. But it's just, you've got all these new characters that are coming out, and people want to try them, and then you get the ones that, spend, like, weeks at a time playing characters, getting really good, and then when they're going up against people that are trying to learn and just automatic kill them, people are going to get toxic, but there's no need for that. There's no reason for that.
There's nothing wrong with like learning a new character. Like Genji, I have become like, I don't want to say I'm really good with him, but like I've become like better than average with him. So like a lot of people will call me sweaty tryhard just because I'm good with the character I like to play.
Yeah, and then you've got people that are on teams and stuff like that. They just like take it to a whole nother level, especially in quick play.
Yeah.
And just like steamroll you within not even 2 minutes in a match, and they boast about it. They say, "Oh, this is easy. You guys suck. This and this." Like, there's no reason for that. It's a game.
And I see that like a lot of toxicity. It comes from your team more than it comes from the enemy.
Right.
Because a lot of it, like, if you're losing, you're already a bit mad. But if you have someone yelling down your throat, like, saying you suck and all this, that's bad.
And then we got the sexual chats that I feel like have to be addressed as well in gaming, that people don't really understand how severe those ones are. Now, I'm not saying everybody does this, but some people take it above abusive. Like, it gets to the point of harassment. So, let's do an example here. Now, I know me stuff is in here, so this one he might remember. This, like I said, this is before I started even considering streaming, guys. Me and him, we were in competitive match. And I think it was just right after Rialto, the map for Rialto was released. And what happened was, me and him, we were doing we were in competitive, and there were these two guys. They had to be, I don't know, late teens, maybe. They were dumb.
Older than me, maybe.
Maybe. I'm gonna go with maybe late teens, early 20s. And, I say, hey guys, and they're like, oh my God, a girl gamer. And it's like, have you not played with a girl gamer before? And that's when it all went downhill. And, you've heard the stories, you've seen some videos and all that, but you never would experience it for yourself until it happens to you. And what happened is one of the guys is like, will you have my babies or something like that? And I'm like, what? And he goes, well, that's the only thing that women are good for is being on their backs with their legs open. Yeah, he remembers
God
this
damn.
one. And they wouldn't stop. And I was like, really? Like, do you talk like that to your parents? And I will tell you guys this right now. This is the one time I've ever heard me stuff snap. He just exploded on these two and said, do you guys want to get reported? Because that's sexual abuse right there. And it felt so uncomfortable to even talk that I actually couldn't say anything, and he just kept going and going throughout the whole match. And it's like, really? Like, do you have to do that?
Stuff was a god, by the way.
But my point though is there is no excuse for that. Like, there should not be a reason why you have to insult somebody like that. Like, it's one thing to get mad, but it takes it to a whole nother level when you go into that abuse like that. And I'm not saying girls deal with it, just them. Guys deal with it too. All forms of gamers, they deal with that. And it's not just, in Overwatch. It's all across the board with all the games. Like, League of Legends, I know, is a big one where the toxicity in that, it's like 5 minutes, you just see the chat going like crazy, and you just know it's going to be a bad match. Hence the reason I don't play PvP in that. I'll play up against bots. But the thing is, though, guys, is that is a line you don't cross, is abuse, that type of abuse. And people don't respect that, and they get mad when, you try to reason with them, and it's just, that's just not okay to say. And if you guys don't believe me, you can ask me stuff on that one, because they'll tell you, like, that is probably the one time since I've been friends with him I've ever heard him snap at somebody. And that's just, you have to know when to open your mouth, when not to open your mouth, and just don't do that shit. And I mean, D, you can even attest that sometimes people get out of line like that,
Yeah. I can't say that me myself, I've not gotten mad before, but like I usually just keep my mic off most of the time anyway. Like, I have it on push talk. So push to talk is a thing that is really good if you are mad, because you can just you can yell whatever you want, but just don't press the button.
Yeah, but you know how hard it is for people that are going to press the button, because they're going to want to voice their opinion because they think they're right, and it's not. So if you have somebody like that, guys, when you're playing in whatever format, don't hesitate to just report them. Don't even bother, going into a confrontation with them. Just let them yell and just report them. That's it. And if you can record it and send it to the support teams in whatever game, more power to you. But just don't do any of that. Because that's going to come back and bite you in the ass, in my opinion. But, on top of that, we're going to get away from all of the bad stuff. We're going to go into the good stuff. So, with the podcasts on here, we're going to start talking about different topics and stuff like that. And I think one of them, I feel like a positive is, what can games do to keep up with each other? So what do you think should happen in Overwatch Diamond that people should want to look forward to when they come into Overwatch?
So like things that people would come to Overwatch for,
Right.
and
Like
Blizzard should start doing like
what
more
would
of.
get somebody to come in to play Overwatch and want to learn the game and play the game and want to have fun in the game? Like, what do you think Blizzard should do to keep their attention to the game as to opposed to what other games are doing, like Fortnite, Apex, all them? What do you think they should improve on?
I really feel like Overwatch, it like releases content slowly, and it should like do small things like the Mercy skin and the Lucio skin that just came out recently. Like people like want to get invested in Overwatch so they can earn those skins and like play with them. Like they'll watch the Overwatch League, get those tokens. Oh, and then like stuff just said, the workshop. The workshop, I really like this idea. I think it's perfect for keeping people engaged.
Yeah.
Because they can make
because
I mean,
not saying that the arcades are bad, but they get stale after a while. You want something that's gonna put some oomph into the game again, because when Overwatch first came out, that was the king of all games. That's what everybody strived to play. It's like everybody had to get Overwatch,
Yeah, and what's called and one of the many like arcade things that I think need improvement. I think PvE needs to be like a game mode that's always in the rotation.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you on that because those are fun.
Yeah.
Like the Uprising event, the Blackwatch event, Retribution, the Storm Rising. Event. Those types would be fun to have. Because let's say you want to go in and you don't want to play PvP, but you don't want to go up against bots, like practice bots. You want to go in and do something in the arcade that's fun. If they had that available all year, then there wouldn't be an issue. I feel like that would be a good thing.
They've already had 3 run-throughs of this, and people have asked them every time, hey, could we maybe get could we maybe get this as a permanent game mode? But Blizzard
and it's not just that. Like, I've noticed, too, like, people like Lucio Ball, they like Junkenstein's Revenge, they want to go in and do, like, these awesome game modes, like these custom games, but Blizzard's not really putting that effort in, I think. Like, they want to, but they don't want to pull the trigger, is what I feel like that they don't want to do. But I feel like maybe they should, because then you're going to engage more with the fans. And I feel like, too, a lot of that would be, like, put in not only new characters and maps in, but get some backstory. Get some more light into what happens, because we still don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
We still don't know everything about everybody. And with the comics and all that, which I like the comics that they do.
I like all of those. I haven't watched the comics. I haven't read the comics personally, but I like watched the recap videos, and those comics are great. But they come out so slow. Like when was the last time there was a new cinematic? When Ash came out.
It was the Ash McCree.
Yeah.
That was 6 months ago.
Yeah, and other than new character cinematics, have we gotten any cinematic to show, like, backstory of a character since, like, May?
Nothing.
Yeah. Like, I want to know more about Lucio. I want to know more about...
I want to know more about Mercy. Like, they have not done... And if you guys have noticed this, too, they've done DPS and tanks with their cinematics. They have not had one cinematic with a support character.
I really want Lucio, because I think he's a cool guy.
You should have something like that for Overwatch, because then that's really going to bring people to want to play that character, and learn all the backstory and all that. And just people, I just feel like Blizzard's not really pulling that trigger to engage with them. But also, guys, I've noticed too, I've actually done this on YouTube, I look up like some of the comics, and I want to know which came out first, Lucio or the breakfast cereal.
Lucio O's.
Lucio O's. I don't know. That's a good question. What did come out first? I think it was Lucio, if I remember correctly.
Yes, it was.
But like some of these comics that they have, like I've seen, people do comics, like they'll draw their own comics and all that. They're more entertaining, honestly, than the web comics. I kid you not. They are so entertaining, and you get a lot more backstory, in my opinion, I think. Because there are people that are speculating what is going on, what happened with Overwatch, how did it fall down, like with the Archives event, you see Blackwatch happened first, which was 8 years before the events. Then you had Uprising that happened a year after that, and then Storm Rising that happened right after that.
I thought it was Storm Rising, then Uprising.
No, it was Blackwatch, Retribution. That was what pretty much set off the events.
Oh.
And then Uprising was the next one, because that was 7 years before the events. And then it was Storm Rising, which was a year after Uprising, because if you guys have played that, Reinhardt's not in that one. They said after what happened with Reinhardt that there was an incident. So that really puts you thinking, what did happen between that 1 year? So you really gotta think what made them get rid of Reinhardt? Like, why was Reinhardt taken out of Overwatch? Like, what set him to do that? Because in the Storm Rising, Winston was in there. So that really puts you thinking, what really did happen? What is setting these events up? Because with the cinematics, you only get a taste of the backstories, but you're not getting the full shebang on that, I feel like. And I feel like Blizzard needs to get their butts in gear and get all that. And that's just my opinion on it, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you have that the characters themselves, like, we still don't know what happened with McCree's arm. We don't know how he got that arm. You know what I mean? Because if you watch the cinematic, Echo asked what happened to his arm, and he said that's a story for another time. So then, there's a lot of speculations about that, but it's like, what really did happen to McCree that he lost his arm? Because if you notice in his Blackwatch skin, he still had his flesh arm. So something happened within that time frame for him to lose the arm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
But Blizzard's not telling us. So it's like, we need more info. We need more fun. And they should really amp up with Overwatch as far as updates and maps and stuff like that, because people are more advancing towards like Apex, where they're constantly upgrading,
Yeah, like, I feel like Overwatch needs to give us more over time. Like, they do a lot of big content drops, like, hey, here's 20 new skins, go have fun. And then we come back 20 minutes later, hey, we got all the skins, got anything else for us? And Blizzard's sitting there twiddling their thumbs like, oh, that was supposed to last you 3 months.
Right, so it's like, I feel like that they need to really increase their content, because I believe the anniversary is coming up.
Yeah, anniversary is in...
Actually, I'm going to look that up right now.
I want to say the 26th.
They haven't said anything, but when they did the anniversary last year, they had 1, 2, 3, 4 new maps released. And they had the Archives event. They had here we go. Here's what they had. So they had Lucio Ball, they had Junkenstein's Revenge, they had Endless Night, May Snowball Offensive, Yeti Hunter, Uprising, and Retribution. So they had all of these arcades come for something that only happens once a year. And that was for last year. But let's see if Blizzard's going to really amp it up and do that again, because they're fun to play.
Yeah.
You know, and plus, that means for those of you guys that are new to the game and you want all these specialty skins, instead of just waiting, you could get these skins while they're available, you know, instead of having to wait a whole nother year.
Yeah, and I feel like Blizzard treats the specialty skins like they're too special. Like, they have decreased the price, like, once they've been out for a year, like, they have already run their course. They're down to 1,000 if they're a legendary, and like their normal price.
Right.
But they're still like, you only get that time period, like that, like not even a month time span to like earn enough credits to like earn a skin, and I rarely get enough credits each time each time a seasonal event comes through. So, like, I have no really new skins to really go off of. So, I'm stuck with my old skins.
Right, so I'm going to pull this up here real quick, because I've got right here in front of me. So, right here, guys, these are all the archive skins that have been out. So, you have all your skins that have released within the previous years that you now have to wait till the next year to get. So I'm hoping with the anniversary they'll bring back all these skins, so that way, people who are new or didn't get a chance to play the events, you know, they will have time to, you know, get all these, because these are all really nice skins, guys.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be able to get the skins. Yeah.
You know, so that's why, like, for me, guys, like, you'll see that I have credits because I've been playing so long that I get duplicates. So if there's any new skins or new stuff that come out, I'm just going to use those credits. You know, and then you have, like, all the events. So it's like, you know, and it's not just for one, it's for all. You know, so it's like you have all of these really awesome game modes that Blizzard's only doing like once a year, when I feel like, you know, they should do it all the time. You know, like you have Chateau Guillard, which is a spooky one for Halloween that people really liked, you know, and then you had, you know, Eichenwald and Hollywood that, you know, each map changes with the certain events. I feel like those should be a mode too with maps. Don't you think?
Yeah, that would definitely be neat.
And then, like, the Winter Wonderland, you've got all these modes here. You got Yeti Hunter, and then Maze Snowball. And then you've got 4 maps that have different, you know, styles. You've got the Holiday Blizzard World. Then you've got the Holiday Black Forest. And then you've got King's Row when it's Christmas time. And then Hanamura, which, honestly, that one is my favorite map. So it's like, instead of making your players wait with slow content like that, guys, I feel like that, you know, there should be a thing that Blizzard can just say, you know what, guys, if you want to play on these particular maps, here you go, you know? But they're not, and I don't feel like that's keeping people engaged enough. But, I mean, you know, that's just my opinion, D. I mean, do you have any insight on what they should and shouldn't do?
I think I agree with you. Like, they should have it all the time. So, like, I enjoyed Junkenstein's Revenge, but I have to wait till Halloween to play it.
Yeah,
So
or if they're
how I'm
lucky
feeling.
enough to get the anniversary, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Which I
I
feel like
very
that was
much
a
doubt
great
they're not going to
idea.
bring it back. I very much doubt they're not going to bring it back for the anniversary like they have the past 2 years. Uh, it's called. I've been saving up for the anniversary event because by now, like, they're expected to have all the skins coming back, but like, it's been three some skins. It's been 3 years since they've been out. Like, and we still have to wait until like Halloween or like Christmas to get these skins.
Yeah, and I don't feel like that's fair to the players and all that, because I really feel like people, if they want something, they should be allowed to get it, whether or not
Yeah,
an event is live or not. You know what I mean?
yeah, and I get that it's like a seasonal event. Like they want to make it special. Like they do it with World of Warcraft too, and Hearthstone. I'm guessing too. I haven't played Hearthstone, but I'm guessing they do have seasonal events.
Right.
Like
But
that's just not really. I don't really like that trend. Like a lot of games have that, but it's like as soon as that event passes, oh well, better luck next year.
yeah,
Like
and I mean, that should be something that a lot of these games, like, and I'm sure that Apex is going to do special events and stuff like that. Fortnite's going to do
yeah,
it. All these
Fortnite's
big
been
first
doing it.
person shooter games, they're going to have these specials, and it's like, oh, I want this, but then you only have such a short time, and like real life stuff happens, guys.
Yeah,
Sometimes you're at work, sometimes emergencies happen, or you want to spend time with family. These type of things, it really affects it. And then when you do want to play it, oh no, you gotta wait until the next year to come, or here's a new event. So it's like,
yeah, and
that's not right to you guys. So I feel like
yeah.
maybe Blizzard should kind of extend the events a little bit, but I don't know. I'm wondering what you guys think, because like I said, this is just our opinion on it.
Oh, and I think a lot of reason there's time limit on it is to sell loot boxes. Like I very much doubt they would sell very many loot boxes if like they didn't have these seasonal events and have them like time limited. But with the time limit, like if people are desperate and like they're like, oh, I can't play enough. I guess I'll shell out $50 and hopefully get all the skins.
Yeah, and
Oh
see,
no,
like, now I will admit, when I first started playing Overwatch, when the first Halloween event came, guys, I dished out so much money, and I wish I didn't do
oh yeah,
what I
same.
did. Like,
I do.
I'm not kidding you when I say that. I spent almost $3,000 just for the Halloween set.
Oof. Oh god.
Yeah, that's a lot of
I
money to spend.
I spent maybe like $200 in total, $300.
Yeah, it's because I was, and like I said, when you start getting into into a new game like that, you're gonna do stupid things, which is why I feel like with the loot boxes, if you don't earn them, I don't feel like that they should be bought in such large quantities, especially with what I did. But I mean, in some countries they ban that stuff. They don't let you
Oh
buy loot
yeah,
boxes for games. You
yeah.
know,
What's it
because
called?
that's a form of gambling.
Yeah. There's
You
what's
know,
it called? There's actually a bill trying to be passed by the U.S. And if it passes, goodbye loot boxes.
right? So it's like, you gotta kind of look at the pros with playing online, and also with the cons on playing online. Because I'm not sure if Apex has their version of loot boxes or crates or anything like that. I'm not entirely sure how that runs, but they've got a similar thing, but I don't think you can buy them. I think you have to earn them. And I feel like that should be the rightful way on getting boxes. Like, if you play, you get the boxes. That's how I feel like Blizzard should keep people entertained. It's like, oh, well, if you want these boxes, you know, you have to play. But and me stuff even said they call them microtransactions, but too often they are not micro, they are mega. So I'm not sure how I feel, but it just, I just feel like Blizzard really needs to get their ass in gear and really step up with Overwatch, because if they want Overwatch to be the king of kings again with the gaming, especially with the esports and all that, they got to step up, is how I feel it. You know, and then you've got the league going on, but how do you feel about the league?
To be completely honest, I haven't watched much of the league, but it's I can't really input much on this. I mean, it's neat. It's kind of like like you have a community of people talking like about this game, and like it's on TV.
Right.
Like my dad enjoys watching it.
You know, but I feel like the way that they have the teams portrayed, do you see a lot of players that are, and I'm not going into like any racial thing and all that, but do you see a lot of players that are from around the world now, or do you see like a trend with how the teams are set up?
I'd have to look at a roster really quickly to just see, but like I've noticed that there's not too many Western teams. Like there's the Brooklyn team, I think, right? Yeah, the Brooklyn team. Hold up, let me get a team list up.
All right, let me pull up the teams here. Let's see if I can get all right, esports. Here we go. Overwatch League. So with the esports guys, I'm gonna pull this up real quick. Hang on one sec. Let me pull up here on this, guys, because I really feel like that people are not familiar with the league. So we're gonna go into the league on here. Now, like I said, I don't really pay too much.
Okay,
we're gonna go with teams.
So
yeah, I got it up on my screen, D.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams from the Western. Oh wait, there's a lot more than
no, they're about
expected.
50-50. They try to keep it even, but
50.
The way that they're designed, guys, is you have, like, when they first started it last year, there was only, I think, like 10 or 12. Hey, Joker, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing? How's your Monday going? When they first started the league, there was only, I think, maybe 10 or 12 teams. So you didn't really have a lot of variety, but now you've got more. They just announced like 8 new teams this year. So there's now 20 teams, if I remember right. 1, 4, 8, 12, 16. Yeah, so there's 20 teams this year. And like you can check the rosters, guys, but a majority of them, like, they have, like, you know, DPS, the tanks, heals, flex, you know. They just have all these teams and all that, but, you know, and like I said, you know, you've got some here in the States, you know, like you've got DC, you got San Francisco, you got Philly, you've got LA, you got 2 in LA, you've got New York, you've got Houston, Florida, Boston, Atlanta, Dallas. So you've got teams that are here in the States. And then you've got, you know, people that are starting to come in from other countries and all that, because they also have division, you know, they have the division teams, and then they're starting to do contenders to get more in because people want to see more variety. But I feel like maybe with the teams, I feel like maybe they could kind of do more, like show what they're really good at, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like I don't I don't play much sports, but or even watch much sports. But, like, I know which teams are like the most adored in like
Right.
let's say football and stuff. Like there's those like standout teams. Like in Overwatch, there's no like standout teams. They're all just kind of meh.
Yeah, it's kind of like almost like the same, almost like they're kind of like just doing the same thing in my opinion, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of like they're just there's nothing to except for like colors. There's nothing to really like differentiate them. Like I could watch like if there was no colors or
Yeah.
anything, like no indication of what teams I was watching, I couldn't tell who I was watching.
Right.
Like
You know?
it I think it's a big thing with like the actual players. Like they need to do something like set themselves aside from like all the other players to like prove like, hey, you should watch my team. My team is worth watching.
Right. You know, and I feel like too, like with the teams, I mean, it's just kind of the same thing. Like they're not really standing out. Like you got to get something with these teams that just say oomph, like get right in your face and be like, this is what we are capable of. Like this is what we want to show for the team. You know, this is why you should watch the league. This is what you're expected to see. You know, not the same drawn out thing. You know, you want to see some serious variety. You want to see what the best players in the world, because this is a huge league, you know. And like I said, you've got all these teams, you know, of all ethnicity backgrounds that are coming in and they're trying to show what they're capable of, but I feel like they're being held back because of what certain people want to see. Like they see, oh, it's goats. Like, show me a freaking widow that's gonna snipe out a whole team. Then we're talking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And what's it called? I just want to give an example of like teams that have set themselves aside. Like I don't play much CS:GO, but I know who Cloud9 are, and like they I mean it was accidental by them, but they set themselves aside with like Cloud9.
Right.
Wait, I think that was an Overwatch thing. Am I being stupid?
C9
Yeah, I'm
is
being
the
stupid.
technical thing.
Still.
Ooh, Zero coming
Still.
in with the raid. Thank you guys. Welcome to the podcast.
Like they set
My name's
themselves
Kat
aside,
Sebastian.
whether
We
it be
are
in
hanging out here. We're
Overwatch
doing
or
the
CS:GO.
first podcast
like,
here of the
they
Coffee Cup Lounge. We're discussing
they
some
need to do something
Overwatch,
special.
so
Like
if you
the
guys want to
teams
stick around
need
and,
to like pull a
you know,
crazy
be
play,
in
pull
on the
a
podcast, you guys are more than welcome
do something
to.
stupid, do something funny, do something that makes like us want to watch.
Right. You know, and I feel like sometimes too, like the league, they take it way too seriously. But
Oh yeah, definitely.
you know, you gotta have some fun in there. Like, let's see. Like, I think when they
like
first started, it was
XQC.
great. And then it just kind of went downhill, in my opinion.
One of the main players that was really like
Zero, thank you for coming. Make sure you hit the
I
exclamation
want to say
mark.
like they're being picked on by the league, like XQC. Like he needed to like do everything perfectly. He couldn't say anything, because otherwise, instantly banned or like suspended off the team. Like he took a lot of shit and he didn't do much. Like,
well, see, and that's where it's starting to get controversial, because you've got all these good players like XQC, Seagull, you know, these big top names that were in the league that no longer are in the league because of the pressure. You know, it's gotten to the point where they take it to a point where you don't want to watch them. You know what I mean? It's like you want to watch them because they're a good player, but the way that they act, they think they're a god. It's it's like questionable sometimes, you know.
Yeah, like I feel like they're kind of forced by like Blizzard to like have that like ego on stage, like because they want like, oh yeah, competition between teams.
But then there's also, it's not so much with competition with the teams. People got to understand that there was more to why XQC got banned than what they were letting on. So one of the things that people mentioned with XQC was there was actually some heat that he had with some of the players on Dallas. He didn't like doing things a certain way that Dallas wanted them to do, and this and that. So there was a lot of tension among players. Like there are some players that got, you know, swapped around on the teams to kind of break that tension, but people need to understand you're not gonna see eye to eye on everybody, but you have to respect your teammates. And I feel like with XQC that didn't happen. I think there was a big blowout between him and Siegel at one point that he got banned, or something was said while XQC was streaming that Blizzard immediately found out about, and they just said, no, you're done, we've given you too many chances. So people don't realize that with the league there's a lot of money involved, and if you do something to screw that up, you're gone, because that's a lot of money that you're being put into a contract, I feel like.
Yeah, they do have to sign contracts, so.
You know, and you know, even if you're not in the league and you're streaming with your league buddies or you're hanging out with your buddies and stuff, they still keep tabs on you. You know, and if there's something that they feel is not worth to mess around with, or they see something that's going to be offensive and that's going to give a bad name, not just for the team, but also for the league in general, they're going to just say, no, you're done. That's it. So they're a lot more strict with league players than I think they are in the game itself. But I feel like they should enforce that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, I mean, I could be wrong, because like I said, like, Siegel retired last year after the league was done because he just couldn't deal with the pressure anymore, you know? But I think there was more to that. But like I said, I'm not really familiar with the league, guys. Like, I'll watch a few matches. But other than that, I mean, like I said, esports, it's rising up. You know, streaming's rising. You know, you got people that are tuning in for that. And it's more fun to watch. But you want some real fresh content, I feel like, you know. And I feel like Blizzard just needs to step up their game, because next thing you know, Apex Legends is going to have their own league coming up, I feel like, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
So I just feel like, you know, Blizzard's just really got to... I feel like they need to take the reins off of people to an extent, but still keep it where it's still fun, you know? Keep the people engaged, keep people in, you know, where it should be, because they're not as harsh on the bans now like they used to be. So I really feel like that they need to step up with that. But that's just my opinion. Hello, Night Shift. How are you, my dear?
Yeah, I don't have much to say about this, so yeah, that was a good note.
I mean,
send that off of.
I feel like that, you know, maybe things need, you know, more should be said, but I mean, that's just my view on the league. Like, sometimes it is entertaining because you're like, okay, how do they do that? But at the same time, you're like, whatever, you know. But you know, like I said, everybody's got their opinion on it. You know, some people like the league, some people don't. It's just a matter of one's opinion. I feel like people should respect that, you know. So, Do you want to take a quick break, D? We'll do like a 10-minute break.
Yeah.
Or a 5-minute or whatever.
Yeah. I'm good. Whatever.
All
I'm
right,
just gonna take a second.
let's do a 5-minute break. That way we can like refill on our coffees and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go do that. Alrighty, so guys, we are going to take a quick 5-minute break. We're gonna reset, rest our voices a bit. So what's going on, Night Shift? This is the first podcast that we are doing here on the channel. We are starting a new chapter in here. So I'm hoping that people, will be interested in stuff like this. We are, doing new things on here. We're going to have more variety on here. So we're going to be talking about, different aspects in the game and what I view on it as well as what others view on it. So, so I just really, feel like people want to sit down and kind of want to talk about this. So I feel like this is what we're doing. So we are going to take a quick 5-minute break, guys. So we will be back. So don't go anywhere because the podcast is still coming. No, not screaming. So we're going to be taking a quick 5-minute break, guys. We're going to rest our voices, get something real quick. So don't go anywhere because the podcast will continue. So we'll be right back.
this is Paul.
Trooper, can you send me the coordinates for the uninhabited planet we're blowing up today?
I thought I put that on Dropbox.
Yeah, I don't have a Dropbox. Can you just tell me?
Yeah, it's 25, 65, 67, 37 alpha.
Just to check, it's 25,
Yep.
55.
Yep.
Wait, are you playing a game?
No.
I am blowing up a planet today. If I make a typo, I could eliminate an entire race. So, could you please maybe pay attention?
Yeah, sorry.
All right.
Planets
so
are
it's 25,
really cool.
65,
I love my
67,
job.
37 alpha.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Bye.
What an amazing day.
Wait, did you say 65? I hate this job. It's so meaningless.
I'm up in my head. I've been sitting here for too long. I'm stuck in my bed. I'm not tired, I'm trying to find out what's wrong. Time has passed on without a call. It feels too weird to ring up. I had guessed that feeling love too soon to care, to keep up. I'm so far up in hush. Ignored for a reason. So hard to please a state of mind. I'm trying, I'm in no rush. So hard to please a state of mind. I'm falling in touch.
Alrighty, and we are back, guys. I apologize. I hope we didn't keep you waiting too long. So we're welcoming back. So if you guys are new to the channel on here, welcome everybody. My name is Kat Sebastian. We are doing the first episode for the new podcast that is coming up here. We just started the first episode today. It is called the Coffee Cup Lounge. Here we are going to talk about anything and everything that we could think of. On each week is going to be a different topic, guys. So we are going to try to have some variety in here and all that. But like I said, this is the first episode, so everybody welcome. I have Diamond here. We are going to talk about first-person shooters, any type of gaming that we can think of, you know, and stuff like that. So let's continue on. I am back, Diamond.
Yee.
Yeah. So, what would you say is your opinion as far as first-person shooters? Should people experience that, or should people stay away? Like, what's your opinion on first-person shooter games?
I've been playing FPSs all my life. It depends on the type of person. Like, if you, honest to God, do not enjoy first-person shooters, stay away from them. Don't play them. But if you have any interest in them, just try them. Like, a lot of people will, like, get turned off by the fact, like, oh, I suck at them. Like, I can't aim at all. Like, okay, play. Get better. You don't have to be good right away. Just keep playing.
Right, and it takes time. Like, I've even said this to people, that I play Mercy, in Overwatch. I got really good with her by playing her so much that everything just comes second nature to me. So
Yeah.
it's a matter of playing what you're good at, guys. And it's okay. You're gonna make mistakes. That's what makes you human. That's what makes you realize, okay, I'm not the best, but you know what? I'm gonna work hard and do better. But I feel like there's a fine line with that, because you don't want to be one of those assholes, as I call it, that thinks that they're a god and, is above everybody else. No, like, guys, I've got over 700 and something hours with Mercy alone. That's how many hours I've put into her. Do I see myself as a god with her? No. I'm just a girl that plays Mercy because I love the character. I love playing her. Now, other people will disagree and they'll say, no, you're a god tier Mercy because of what you do, how you play her. But, like I said, I disagree because, she may be my main, doesn't mean that I am the best.
Like, I can agree with that, because with Genji, I'm nowhere close to being, like, a pro Genji.
Lies me stuff.
But then again, you always have to, like, have the confidence in yourself, like, oh yeah, I can do this. Like, I can pull this off.
Yeah, and, like, people have even say, like, how do you do the ninja res? And it's like, I've told people, if you're going to start learning a character, there's a tutorial video that I have, guys, that I feel like I should put up here in the chat so you guys can take a look. Let me do that real quick. Because...
While we're doing that, can I say something?
Yeah, go for it, D. The floor is yours.
So, with Genji, he's my favorite hero in Overwatch. He hasn't always been, but
Hello,
like ever since he got on
Dragon Queen.
PC,
Welcome to the
I've loved him.
Honey.
And I completely sucked with him at first. Kat, remember when I first started playing with you? I was absolutely dog shit. But I slowly got better, and now it's to the point where, like, one of your catchphrases is D, do your thing.
Yeah, I just say, do your thing, D. Because I trust him. If I didn't trust somebody, I wouldn't say something, And that's one of the things I feel like when you're playing with, when you're playing together with somebody so long, you develop that friendship and you just trust them, And I have had people say, like, how do you do what you do? I just put the link in YouTube, guys, here in the chat for the Mercy tutorial video. It's also here on Twitch, but I have it on YouTube because we're going to be starting up some videos on tutorials. So I really feel like people can see how I play Mercy and other characters and what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And I really strongly feel like that there should be a lot more of that going on. You know what I mean? There should be some tutorial videos, especially, with characters like in Overwatch, Apex, these type of first-person shooters, if you're not familiar with characters. Because sometimes, guys, you're not going to be able to learn just from watching the pros. Because they do things so fast that even I can't keep up.
Yeah.
You know?
Like
And I
pro
really
Genjis?
strongly say that.
Pro Genjis, they'll do shit that you can't see. Like, the only reason I understand what they're doing is because I've played Genji for so long. Now, I haven't played him so long on PC, but I've played a lot of Genji on Xbox. So, a lot of that game sense and stuff crossed over. So, I kind of understood what the pros were doing. So, like, yeah. Once you
It's hard
start
to
getting
explain because to
Yeah.
us it's second nature. We just do these
Yeah.
things. Like, you'll see me just go in the middle of a firefight, guys, and I'll res somebody, and people are like, "How do you do it?" I'm like, "I just do it." You know?
Yeah, that's the same with me in Dragon Blade, and like, sometimes my Dragon Blade will be absolute shit, and I'll like get no one. But a lot of the time, like, I'll just jump in there, hit the Mercy, dash past them, hit the Lucio and Mercy at the same time, and then like it's just a roll from there. Like,
You know, and I've even mentioned this too, guys. When you want to learn characters and stuff like that, don't just jump into a game. Don't jump right into a game, guys. You gotta learn how to play a character. And one of the big things is going into like a practice range or going into like where it's like easy bots or something like that, and just learn the character and play with the settings. Because these guys in the league, they've got it to the point where their settings are so ridiculous, you can't recreate them.
yeah.
Trust me, I've tried doing it on one of them. I still can't do it.
What's called a good way to like test yourself and like almost train, set 6 Anabots on the enemy team, have them all on medium difficulty, and get rid of their
Kevin, how are you? Welcome to the podcast.
get rid of their
How are you doing?
sleep things, and make them do like 0 damage, so that they just run around. Like, they're not just gonna stand still like in the training grounds. They're gonna actually like move around like a real player would, but they're not able to damage you.
We're doing a podcast today, so we're talking about stuff like with the league and first person shooters and gaming in general, stuff like that.
So it's like a better way to practice your aim.
Right, and it's okay because you're not gonna get it on the first try, you know. But you know, it takes time. Like, I'll tell you guys, I played Mercy and I still cannot get some of her stuff down to the T. I can get a good majority of it, but I cannot get it down to the T. And that's okay. You know, because it happens. You know, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to do stupid things. You're not going to get something on the first try. You know, like, the pros did not get this overnight. They busted their asses off in playing and stuff like that. So when you're in games like this, whether it's Fortnite, whether it's Apex, Overnight, Call of Duty, I mean, whatever your choice of gaming is, guys, as a rule, just play and learn. You know, like, I watch some of the pros, and it's like, okay, but like, if you have one character that you want to learn, get a good tutorial video on the character and learn how to play that character. And I feel like Blizzard should do that with these characters, because there's stuff that even I can't keep up with, and it's like how they do it, you know? So it's a matter of not so much as having a good PC or a good gaming system and all that. It's a matter of your preference, what you prefer, you know? And I feel like Blizzard's not really doing that as much like they should. You know, because there's always that debate where who is the best Genji in the world, or who is the best Ryan, or who's the best, you know, Zenyatta. You know, you've got all these videos, but it's like, how do you do that? You know, so I feel like in order to better yourself in gaming, guys, you got to take the steps of taking things one at a time. Don't rush it. Play the game. get a feel on what character you want to build around as, and just go with it. You know, you're going to get frustrated. You're going to do stupid things. It's okay. But you got to remember one thing, guys. It's a game. Okay? It is not do or die. You know? Hey, Big Half! Welcome to the podcast. How are you doing? I was all 95 in Rainbow Siege 6 before I even played. We played and still do terrorist hunt to learn the maps and stuff. Yeah, and another thing I feel like people need to do is learn the maps. You know, learn what characters are good on certain maps, because not every character is built for every map.
Yeah, like
You know.
Genji, you do not. What's that?
What's a good map that Genji thrives on?
Oh, one that Genji thrives on, Hanamura.
So
It,
that's a good map right there. That's his terrain. That's a good
it's
area.
Very fittingly, it's a really good map for both him and Hanzo. Very fittingly, because there's just so much to escape from. Like, there's the upper rafters where Genji can easily escape to with his dash. Like on the second point, then on the first point, there's like the flank route for the first objective. Like it's a lot of things just you have to remember. Like sometimes one small thing on the icon vault, there's a small little hole you can shoot through to the towers on the second point. Like when you start moving the payload, there's a small hole you can shoot through and take down the snipers, and they'll never know you were there.
Right. And, you know, the thing is, though, is you have to play around with the characters to know which is a good character to play on and which is not. But like I said, it's not every character is built for every map. There are maps that some thrive beautifully on, and then there are maps that people just suck on.
Like Widow's not gonna thrive on like Lijiang Tower Gardens. It's just not gonna happen. Like,
no, that's more of more like a booping map. And what I mean is it's like enviros. So you want characters that are gonna thrive on those type. Now I'm not saying all people can do it, because some people can do it.
your boy getting the three-man hamster kill.
Yes. Like, Wrecking Ball is very good on those points because he can latch on in the middle and just start spinning around to keep people off the point. You know, so it's a matter of knowing which characters thrive on which maps and which are not. So, like I said, guys, just playing around with these characters, you're going to learn on stuff like that. And it's not just, you know, for Overwatch. It's, you know, like Apex. Some characters are pretty good in certain areas and some aren't. You know, I'm not too familiar with Apex, but it's just a matter of knowing your map terrain and where you should be and where you shouldn't be.
Yeah, so like character like Pathfinder, you can fire a huge grappling hook for his team to travel across. It's great for traveling in open areas because you can just fire it so far.
But
And
there's
then,
a downside
you're
to
there.
that.
Getting shot at.
Exactly. So, you know, it's a matter of playing with the characters and where you should be and where you shouldn't be. Let me think. What would you say for like tutorial videos there, D? Like, what is, like, do you think they're very helpful? Do you think they're not helpful? Like what's your opinion with tutorial videos on characters like that? If you want to learn how to be I wouldn't say like for beginners, like if you want to learn a character, how would you feel with tutorials?
Tutorials, yeah, you definitely want a tutorial. Like, if you're gonna try playing a character like I keep coming back to him with Genji, then you need to learn so much so quickly, and it's better to learn it through a video. Like, I learned one of my main like burst DPS combos from a video, and it's the right click melee, and then once you get it, dash, and then they're dead if they're under like 250.
Right. So, like, I feel
And-
like with these characters, I feel like tutorials, would you think they benefit, or like, how would you feel?
I mean, I don't really see a downside to them. Like, if new players can learn a character, then yeah, it's perfect. As long as the tutorials aren't like misleading or anything, like, great.
No, like if you're a new player and you want to learn McCree, I feel like there should be tutorials like the basics of McCree. Like, there should be just a tutorial basics video for those, that way they can learn what he does and how he's effective with certain characters and how he's not effective, and then take the next step and do like a tutorial with like the maps and stuff, like where he thrives, where he doesn't thrive. I mean, how would you feel on that, D?
That sounds like something that like Blizzard should be able to implement, because like we already have the thing where it's like it tells you what the ability does and stuff, but like new players aren't gonna know like, oh, should I save this for like that, or should I like not use this when another enemy's using this? Like McCree's flashbang, for example, like new players won't know to like save that for like a Roadhog ult, so they can stun the Roadhog and make the ult completely useless. They'll instead use it on someone else, and then they won't have flashbang for when the ult comes. Or like they'll flashbang a deflecting Genji, and it's gonna serve no purpose.
So I'm gonna pull up here, D, real quick, on the web here for McCree. So guys, if you know here, these are a character's abilities. Like, you can look on the official sites for these characters, and not just for Overwatch, but for any type of character that does these type of games. You can see what abilities they do and what they don't do, and stuff like that. And then, you know, you can like flashbang. Let's do flashbang. Like, that's what the flashbang can do. This is what the role, you know, your combat role, what Peacekeeper does, you know. And then with Deadeye, you know, like, there's these, but they don't really explain what a character, like, how you should play the character and what you should do, and you know what I mean, just things like that, you know.
Yeah, because it doesn't really, like, I'm thinking like McCree mainly, because a lot of people go around and flank with McCree, but that's not
they
what
don't know how to do it properly.
Yeah, there should be like videos explaining like, hey, make sure you stand behind your tank or something. Like, I'm gonna point to Smite for something like this, because Smite, it has like, it doesn't just tell you what the characters do and stuff. Like, they have videos explaining like how you should play them, and like simple combos for you to like be able to use your abilities to most efficient, or to be most efficient.
So like, I'm showing with Mercy here, like, what she does and all that, but you don't have somebody that's really explaining with Mercy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like,
so
they don't have someone explaining like, yeah, save your resurrect for like a tank or your other healer, like, or yeah.
Right, you know, and it's, you know, it's knowing when to do something and when not to do something. And if you have somebody that has played a character for so long, and they're going to, you know, in depth on how to do something and what you should do, or their opinion on what you should and shouldn't do, I feel like that would be more effective. But I mean, Blizzard's not really taking the time. They're just showing you like, oh, well, here, this is what they do. You should have tutorials that, you know, go into depth on the basics of a character, and then go in depth on what they can do, what they can't do, you know, and things like that. You know.
One thing I'd like to say is Battlefield 1 had a perfect system. They would advertise tutorials like from people who like made tutorials like Jack Frags, who like taught you like how to play as an assault class or whatever it was. Like they would advertise those. Like it wouldn't just be like, oh hey, yeah, that's a thing. Well, let's leave this for them. Fine. They actually like show it to you. Like they didn't even. Blizzard doesn't even have to take the time to like make specific videos. All they have to do is just like ask YouTubers like, hey, could you create a tutorial for us on this character? We know you like playing them. And like, I very much doubt somebody's gonna refuse the offer of having their videos shared on Overwatch, like on the menu.
You know, and I mean, like, I'm not the greatest when it comes to talking and stuff like that, but like I said, I've even said this to put it up. I've put a tutorial together for Mercy on what I feel like you should do and shouldn't do, you know, and just doing the basics. And what I did is basically just go into practice range, you know, show off what I personally do. And like I said, everybody's different. You know, they have a preference in settings and style and stuff like that. So it's just a matter of what you should do with a character and what you shouldn't do. And I really strongly believe that, you know, Blizzard and some of these other big gaming companies should take the time to have somebody do that. You know, so that way when new players want to come in, they have somebody, you know, not just, you know, of a short video like, oh, well, okay, well, what do I do? They should have somebody say, you know, hey guys, my name is so-and-so. I'm going to teach you how to play such and such character, but we're going to start with like the basics and, you know, go into like a full detailed video on that character. You know, I feel like all games should do that, you know?
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't feel like that they will want to do that. That's just, I don't know. Like, it's really tough because you want to learn how to do something, but then you don't, and just, what do you do in that situation? You know? So,
yeah, I get what you mean.
What's that?
I get what you mean. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's hard, you know, because you want to do all these cool things, and you see the pros doing it, and it's like, oh, I want to do that. But then, when you try doing it yourself, it doesn't always work out, and then you get real flustered and frustrated, and it's like, well, I'm not playing this character anymore. No, don't give up, guys. You know, just because a pro does it one way does not mean you have to do it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, listen, I'll tell you guys, I suck on DPS. You know? No, I'm serious. I suck on DPS, but I at least want to learn how to play DPS. You know, and then it's just trial and error. You know?
Yeah, and then I'm slowly starting to learn tank. I'm slowly starting to learn Reinhardt. So.
Right, and you know, here's what I'm gonna say. Just because a character may seem like it's an easy character does not necessarily mean they're easy. Like, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, Mercy's not easy. I'm telling you right now, out of all of the characters in the game, she is the hardest to play. So if you see me playing her and I'm not talking, I'm focused because I know what I'm doing with her. You'll see that.
Mercy is in a weird spot though, because like a lot of her effectiveness is like dependent on the team. Like if you have a bad team, you're gonna have a bad time.
Right, and with Mercy now, we're gonna go take a step back with her. when I started playing, you guys remember when she had the huge res. She was dominant. She was the game-changing character. She is the one that basically made or broke games. She was basically the one that would put you into overtime in matches. And what I mean by that, guys, is she would hold on to that huge res. And if it was going into a match that you knew you need to get into overtime, she would be there. But the way that she was utilized made people not like her. Because
I still remember all of the, what's it called, all of my Mercy mains in my group whenever I played. I still remember them yelling at me, die on point, die on point, die on point.
Right. Now, here's where things really got hectic, because the way that she was utilized, guys, what would happen is she would hide, let the whole team die, and then come out and res and then hide. I didn't really do that. The way I utilized her was I would try to stay in sight. So I was kind of like poking out, but I'm not fully out, if you kind of know what I mean. So it's like I had everybody in my line of sight, but I wasn't fully hiding. But I was not just sitting in the back, waiting for the team to die. It's like, if I can get you, I'll get you. So if you see me going in for a ninja res, guys, I'll pull it off unless I can't. As stupid as that sounds, which don't do unless you're...
half the shit you do, like, to save me, like, God. Just God. What?
And see, people say that I'm a god tier Mercy, and I have to disagree. I just play so much Mercy that the shit I do, guys, I don't even know how I do it. Like,
you just do really risky shit, and it works out a lot of the time.
Well, especially if you want to hold a point.
Same here.
Like, how many times have I gone in after you with Mercy?
Oh, countless.
And I still keep you up a lot of the time, so it's...
Yeah. And then we
things
solo
like that,
cleared
guys,
the team.
you gotta really put yourself in that situation, especially when you're playing characters so well and so long, or in such a short time. You just know how to do these things, but then you got to put yourself in situations where it's like, I don't really know if this is the wisest idea, but we're going to do it. So trial and error, guys, And I still
muscle
have people
memory,
asking how I do it. I still
muscle
don't have
memory
an
is a
answer.
big thing. Muscle memory is a big thing. Like, to build my muscle memory up with Genji, before I could do before I could do my dash, I had to right click. Otherwise, I wouldn't allow myself to dash. Because, that's how you maintain, optimal damage, because, you can fire out right clicks, left and right. And you can do them before every ability you have. So, you can even do, right click Dragon Blade, and it would maximize your DPS. And, to get into the flow of that, I had to do it over and over and over and over again. It took me forever, and now I just can't do my dash without right clicking.
Right, so it's just you're building muscle memory with these characters, and people say oh well, these characters are this level of difficulty or that level of difficulty. It's like they could say what they want to say. It's just a matter of how you play them and how you utilize them.
Yeah.
So just play. You're not going to learn until you get in there and do what you have to do.
Yeah.
And if you make a mistake, guys, hey, you make your mistake. It's like,
Yeah.
I made mistakes. I made mistakes. I shouldn't have done that res, or that wasn't the smartest idea, or I shouldn't have gone in there and tried to do this. But that's how you learn, guys. That's what's going to make you a better player.
Genji is especially difficult because he has a really high skill floor. You have to be at all efficient with him. You need to know what you're doing. So a lot of the probably like the first like 2 months of playing Overwatch on PC, I was getting rolled. I just couldn't play because I just kept losing so much. Wow, me stuff.
Really? Why me stuff? Should have done it like Cat does. No. No. Don't do it like me. You can do it kind of like me, but don't do it like I do it.
Be
Because I go
like
ballsy with
Miles
these runs,
Morales.
okay?
Be like Miles Morales from Spider-Man Into
Okay,
the Spider-Verse.
so let's do an example here, guys. So here on the Overwatch site, we've got Zenyatta. Now, his difficulty is a 3-star. Okay? Zen is kind of difficult, but like I said, it's how you play him and how you utilize him. Because he can be pretty useful. And, you know, for somebody who's been playing supports, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll throw a Discord here, Harmony there.
And
But-
you can play pretty passively and still be pretty efficient.
Or play seriously aggressive and just steamroll. Like, I've seen Zenyatta's go and get 4Ks with people and they're in the front line. I'm like, how? How do you do that? How is this even possible? That's how you play, guys. Alright, let's do Zarya here. Let's do an example here. So, okay, so Zarya is a 3-star difficulty here in Overwatch. So, you've got... So here's her bubble. She bubbles herself. She's getting that charge. And then if you got a teammate that's going in, she's going to bubble them. And then you got the graviton surge right there. That's going to group everybody together. So, I have a friend of mine named Hulky. And he's got, last I checked, he's got like 14 or 1,500 hours on Zarya alone. That's just her. I think his next highest is McCree with maybe 100 hours. That's it. So that shows you guys what someone can do and get that muscle memory. And like I said, guys, I know we reference Overwatch on here, but it's not just for Overwatch. That's for Apex. Like with Pathfinder or Lifeline or Bangalore. You know, you got these OP characters coming in, and you got players that have been, you know, how long has Apex been out? Maybe 2 months? 3 months? At best?
Yeah, about there.
About 3 months
Like
at best?
4 months.
Maybe
4
pushing
months,
4
yeah.
months? I don't know, because I know it came out on around the first of the year or something like that. But my thing on this, though, guys, is with these, like, especially with games, you got people that are...
February 4th.
Oh, so it's only been out for 3 months.
Yeah.
So you've got these games that people are I'm going to say grinding. Maybe. But you got these people that are pushing all these hours in the games to step up and just have at it because they found that one niche, guys. You know, so with these games, you know, I even said earlier, I won't be surprised if Apex Legends has their own esports, you know, because it you know, esports now, it's getting to where people want to see that competition. They want some spice. Like, I've seen League of Legends, they take it pretty good. Overwatch, you know, it's getting a little stale, but then you've got, you know, Fortnite, you've got Hearthstone, you've got all these games where it's PvP and they're amping up the esports. And then you got people, you know, that come on Twitch, you know, and they like, I'm going to be the next ninja. No, don't think like that, guys. You know, be you. Okay? Like, I love playing support. I still want to learn other characters, but support's what I do. That's like with Apex. You know, Apex, I've tried. It's not my cup of tea. You know? And I'm going to be starting new games on here. So it's like, you know, I'm branching out because I want to learn these other games. I want to put variety in here. And that's what I feel like people should do is get some variety. You know? And I feel like that's something that you should look forward to. is putting some variety in your games. You know? I mean, Jesus. I mean, I've seen Diamond play Reinhardt, and he's not the best, but he's trying. You know? So, just go out there, guys, and have fun. That's the whole part of gaming, is to have fun, you know? Like, when
Literally,
did
the
it
only
become...
reason I started playing Reinhardt was because of Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah, like, if you hear me yell, do a Leroy Jenkins, I'm gonna have somebody do it. Like, I think Tans did a real good one time. Of course, he's a huge Ryan main, but, like, I'll tell D, do Leroy Jenkins, and he'll yell it in the mic, and he'll just go charging in. You know, so it's a matter of having fun. Like, do you guys remember, like, when the Nintendo 64 came out, or when the original PlayStation came out, the PlayStation 2 came out?
I wasn't even alive.
You know, it just, that type of gaming is what we should be doing now, is having fun. Not trying to be, you know, the next Ninja, or the next Seagull, or the next XQC, or whatever. You know, we can look up to them as idols, guys, but you're not going to be able to replicate that. And I feel like people, you know, just, I don't know. What? New stuff. You're killing me, Smalls. But, you know, it just, I really strongly feel like, you know, people need to be themselves when they're playing. You know, you're not, you can look up to people as inspirations and as idols, but guys, there's only one you when you're playing a game. You know, so be you. Be yourself. Do what you want. You know, do what makes you happy, guys. You know, if you guys, like, let's do this for example. I'm not good at playing certain games, and I'm going to try to start Anthem on Wednesday. Okay? Anthem is one of those controversial things where people either like it or they don't like it. You know, and there's been such a bad feedback about it that you don't see the good in it. And that's the same thing with Apex. It's give or take. You know, same thing with Call of Duty, Fortnite, Overwatch. You know, any of these big games. It is your preference. So when you guys want to start going into gaming and stuff like that, just be yourself. You know, you got to put yourself in a situation where you're the viewer and you're watching somebody and you're seeing them get tilted and toxic and they're swearing and they're in this and that. It's like, is that what you really want to see? You know, so you got to be, so if you're going to go into gaming and stuff like that, just be considerate, but be yourself. I think I kind of hit the nail on that one, don't you think, D?
Yeah, I think you did a really good job of explaining that.
You know, because you see it too much, like, where people, they just, it's kind of hard to say this one, but it's like they feel like their shit doesn't stink. Did you really?
Yes, I did.
Oh my god, D.
Yeah,
That's two that have done that to me. But, like I said, guys, just, if you like something, and you want to go in on it and play a game and all that, do it. Don't hesitate. If you want to learn a new character, don't hesitate, guys. Go for it. If you want to play Fortnite, go for it. You want to play Apex? Do it. Overwatch. Any of those type of games. Hell, even if you want to go back and do like PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 games like Kingdom Hearts or Undertale or anything on Steam and all that, guys, it's okay to do that. Go for it. It ain't about you know what the top streamers are doing.
Yeah, I feel like
You
too
know?
many people are like worried about like, oh, I want to be able to stream video games for a living. Like, no, don't. Like, if that's gonna be your mindset, don't. You're not gonna get anywhere.
Exactly. And yes, I'm chewing on a part.
Like, never once have you like. I can't really use myself, so I'm gonna use you as an example. Never once have you like said like, oh yeah, I want to make it big. Like, I've never heard you say that. Like,
No, and it's not about that. Like, when I stream, I do it for fun. And I want to enjoy having people come in and hang out. You know, I want to enjoy people, you know, saying, you know what, Kat, I really like hanging out with you. You're awesome. You know, you got such a good, positive vibes, attitude. Like, I can't tell you guys how many times I've had people come in here and hang out and just want to chill for a while. You know, and I'm always wide open to people hanging out. You know? So, you know, and it's like, you know what? I'm not, like, I put it in my mindset. I'm not going to be the next Ninja. I'm not going to be the next Tim the Tapman. I'm not going to be so-and-so. I'm going to be me. You know, I'm going to be Kat.
yeah, and hey, if you make it
You know.
big, then you make it big. Whatever.
Right. You know, and it's like, do I care? No. I care about
Oh,
having
I mean,
fun.
I mean, you're gonna care like, hey, I'm big now, but you're not gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm big now. I
like,
can do
I'm not
whatever I
gonna
want.
be like a stuck up ass and be like, oh well, I can do this, I can do that. No, it's like I'm still gonna be me regardless. You know, and I support others. That's another thing, guys. You gotta support each other. So like, if D wants to, you know, start playing supports and all that, I trust him. I'll say, you know what, do it. You want to play Zen? Go for it. You want to play?
Your boys coming a mercy main.
Oh God.
Ooh.
You know, but like, my point being, guys, is do what you want to do. Have fun with it. It ain't the end of the world, guys. You know, and it's like, with the esports now, they're making it so it's like, oh, it has to be this way or it's nothing at all. It doesn't have to be that way. You can look up to the esports and be like, oh, that's cool. Maybe I could do something like that. But remember, guys, you're you. There's only one of you. Don't let your ego get the best of you. Learn, take notes, and have fun. That's the whole point of gaming, is to have fun. I don't know where the hell it all went downhill, honestly. I don't know. I don't know where it went all downhill, D.
Nisa, what does E stand for in esports?
I believe it's
Everyone.
yeah. I think it's electronic. I don't know. I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, it's electronic, I believe. I feel like there's supposed to be a punchline here, though.
Esports is a form of competition using video games. Most commonly, esports takes the form of organized multiplayer video game competitions, particularly between professional players individually or as teams. Electronic sports. You're right.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba.
You know, but the point being though is like, yes, esports is fun, but if you want to do these games, guys, just have fun with it. Don't be a stickler and an ass about it. Have freaking fun. Like, you want an achievement that you want to get, like with the Overwatch, they have like cute sprays and pixel sprays. Like, you know how long, like, I'll give you one example with Hanzo. I had his pixel spray. I wanted the cute spray. You know how hard it is to get that friggin' thing? It took me over a month to get it.
Mm.
And I finally got it.
And for some people, some cute sprays can be easier. Like, I'm never gonna get Mercy's.
Absolutely.
I'm never gonna get Mercy's cute spray, but like, I get Genji's cute spray on a regular basis. Like, I usually get at least one clean Dragon Blade a night.
Right, and that's okay, you know? You can have fun with that. Just, you gotta remember, you know, if you want something, don't sit on your ass and think it's gonna get handed to you. Go for it. Like, for me here, guys, like, streaming, when I started the streaming, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna know until I do it. And I've met so many awesome people along the way that, like, I wouldn't be here if I didn't push myself to do what I do. Like, I wouldn't be here if you guys didn't take an interest, you know, even if, you know, nobody came on, I'd still stream, you know. So it's just, when you come on, just do it. You know, you can have a night where you have the worst night ever, but remember, just have fun. That's it. Have fun in freaking gaming world, guys. It ain't the end of the world. Like, do you have anything you want to add, D?
I think you wrapped it up almost perfectly.
Okay, well, let's see. What's another good topic we should discuss or maybe do in the future, would you think?
Huh. I'm not even sure.
Yeah, you were there, Mista. I remember that.
That would, maybe we should put like a poll up. Ask people like in Discord. See?
You know, and
Yeah.
I am A-okay with that, you know? So,
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to be Overwatch related for like
yeah, it
any
doesn't
other
have
podcast.
to be Overwatch related, guys. I mean, if you guys like, if you like the gaming, let us know. You know, it doesn't have to be all about gaming. It could be like, you know, let's go and talk about movies or books or comics or anything like that, you know?
I got an idea. I'm going to make a channel really quickly.
Okay. We're doing things. But guys, if you want to get in on this stuff with us,
Okay, and there it is.
There's
Podcast
Discord.
topic ideas. It's in Discord, and you can post any ideas for podcasts in there.
nice. So, and anybody is more than welcome into the Discord, guys. Like, it doesn't have to be just, you know, one thing or another. You know, you know.
And like on like Saturday or Sunday or some, I'll come in here, grab all the ideas, topics, and stuff, and put them all into a poll, and then I'll put it up in the Discord for people to vote on, and we'll do like the top, like, and you can do like the top 3 or 4.
Right. You know, so I mean, guys, if you want to do that, you are more than welcome in the Discord. You know, and like I said, we don't have to talk about gaming. We could talk about anything in here, whatever you guys want. You know, as long as it's, you know, respectful. You know, like, oh jeez, well, that's a good controversial, like Marvel versus DC, or books versus movies, or things like that, guys. You know, that's what we want to do in here, and I am okay with having any special guest. You know,
Creepy ghost stories.
yeah, like, you know, like anything like that, guys. You know, or dare I say this, if you guys have a fan fiction you want us to read in here.
Oh, Oh, why would you bring that upon us, Cat?
Listen. I'm putting something out here, and I'm just saying, like, there are people that will sit here for hours and read out fan fictions and stuff like that, or comics, or even, you know. So anything like that, guys, you're more than welcome to hit ideas in the Discord for us. You know, it doesn't have to be like all about gaming. It doesn't have to be about this or that. It can be anything. You know. So we just did, Overwatch because that was the first thing that we popped in that would be, fantastic to hear about.
Yeah.
You know. So, I mean, do you have any other insights with Overwatch you want to bring up there, D, or?
I don't really think so. I think we covered all the main the topics and like talking points that were really important.
You know, and I think it's not just with Overwatch. I think it's like with gaming in general. I feel like,
Yeah.
So I think we did pretty good. So, I mean, do you want to do a little bit of like a quick few rounds of gameplay, or do you want to end the podcast and then we go
Yeah.
play?
We could do some gameplay, I guess.
Alrighty.
Hey, let's see if we can get anybody else in here, though. Any stuff you want in?
Let's see. So I think what we'll do is we'll call this one for the podcast completed.
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like we really
There's
did,
no question
a good. I feel like we did pretty good with the podcast. You know.
Oh, yeah, that was definitely really good. We got over everything we wanted to get over.
Alrighty. So I'll put you on mute and then I'll be right back, D.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. So I personally feel like today with the podcast, I feel not stressed out as much, and I want to know what you guys think. Like, do you think this is something that you're really engaged with to just kind of sit down and talk with? Like, I really want to know, because feedback is important, guys, and I really feel like with stuff like this, you really want to like get into the nitty gritty of things on all these different things, you know. And like I said, I know we talked quite a bit of Overwatch in here because that was one of the big things, but it just really, really felt like a special episode to start this off with, because I really want to know like what you guys think on the stuff. So I really feel strongly positive about sitting down, doing a podcast, talking about whatever. And like I said, guys, it doesn't have to be just about gaming. It could be anything you guys want. Hell, we can even talk about planets for all I care. So I mean, just coming in here talking about stuff like this really just it puts me in a good mood, and it really gives an insight to those that are new to gaming, especially the first person shooters and stuff like that. What I wouldn't say a veteran like me, but someone who's been playing as long as I have, see what they see. So I really feel like that is something that I'm very happy and pleased with. So we got some coffee in here. And speaking of coffee, I have coffee. I'll spam that coffee emote. But I feel like overall, guys, I feel like today was very successful with the episode that we have done. So I really feel like I could continue with these podcasts. I want to know what you guys feel. This is something that, like I said, I've been thinking about it for quite some time. Been wanting to do podcasts for a while, and I really strongly feel like today has been quite a successful day with it. It's something new, it's something different, so I really want to know what you guys feel about that. But on that note, my lovelies, I believe with today, we've gotten quite a bit of stuff on here. But like I said, you know, this is a first step in these type of podcasts and stuff like that, because I know a lot of people like to sit down and talk about these things. So I really feel strongly about this. And we've got quite a bit on today. Oh lordy. Alrighty. Well, I feel like there, my loves. We'll give you a little bit of some gameplay. Alright. Alright, you ready for some gameplay, D?
Yeah.
Alright. Let's give them some gameplay. Let them have some fun in here for a little bit.
We can get Jan some people in.
Yeah, let me hop in here and we'll get the game going. That way we can give them some love in this channel.
Yeah, and let's hop in a group chat once we're in. Once you're on, hop in the group chat.
Yeah, I can hop over. Let me just do this real quick. Alright, so I'll see you over in group chat, D.
Yeah.
Alright, how do I get out of there? Wait, what?
Arriving at Lijiang Town.
Ah!
I'm not here.
Oh god, I was trying to get diamond.
Get diamond in here. I need my rubber. I need my
What's going
rubber.
on?
Chaos.
Coming up.
Oh, jeez. You're lucky. No. Reaper, fuck off, please.
This was stuck.
Alright, hold on one second, guys. We'll do a little bit of gameplay on here. Alright, where did Mr. Day? Hey! Damn it! See if I can get him in here, but we're gonna do just a tad of gameplay, guys, and then we'll call the stream a night. But I feel like overall with the podcast, guys, we've had quite a bit of success on here. What? Alrighty. Alright, so let me unmute here a little bit. That way I can hear my alerts now. I don't know what just happened. But we'll go
Now
into
arriving at
Lijiang.
Lijiang Town. Overtime.
Everyone is counting on me.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think D might be in there, I'm not sure.
Helden sterben nicht.
Get in there, Bob.
Oh, there's 2 mercies.
动住，不许走。
Victory.
Alrighty, so I think me and you will try to get in here. There he is. Alright, so we'll do a little bit of gameplay, guys, and then we'll get this going. There's Shaggy. Get your butt in here. There we go. We need to do like a free-for-all so that there's too many people that want to hang out with us. So who do we have on? Alright. We'll do probably a couple games, guys. Huh? 9-year-old. You there, D?
Oh yeah, hi.
Oh, there we go. Alright, we got a little bit going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, why won't it let... Hold on. Why is she not able to get in? Oh, that's why.
Oh, I think she needs to hop out for free.
Alright. Sorry about that, guys. We're just kind of getting ready to get a few games in here. So if you guys are tuning in, we did the podcast and just finished it a little while. So we're going to get a couple games in. And then we...
Yeah, there's a good amount of people in here.
I don't know. Maybe we could try to do like a custom for a free-for-all or something.
Maybe.
Oh my god, so many people on. Alright, there's Diamond. Yeah, you're Diamond. Jesus. There's Divine. Alright, where is the rest of them? Hey, D! Divine!
Guys.
What's up?
Trying to get everybody in here. Jesus. Trying to get your brother in here. Jesus. Hey, Alcara.
Greetings.
Greetings. There we go. Then your brother is going to be in here.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I like it how you just texted me, brother, get in this shit.
It's like, get your butt in here.
Should I join the dumpster party?
We just got done
Join
with a
the shit show.
podcast, so now we're coming in for a few games.
Oh my god, you do a podcast now, cats.
Yeah, it was my first one today.
Neat. Neat. What
And I
about?
was the guest host.
What's it about?
It's this week it was about Overwatch. But
Overwatch and other first-person shooters.
Oh, wait.
Oh, okay.
Where you and Diamond are like discussing about video games, and I was kind of late on it.
Oh yeah, nah, it was recorded. It's gonna be on YouTube.
Yeah, I got it
That's
recording
awesome.
right now, and I'm also live, so this will be interesting. And I'm
Alright,
munching
well,
on a
time to
snack
make-
right now.
It's time to make some stupid dog memes.
Oh,
Stupid moments
You're
of
the
change,
duck.
kids. Get used to it.
I mean, I'm making a memorial to Overwatch because what's called? Because I had no clue what to do in video production class, so I'm just making a
And
compilation.
yes, I'm having
of,
coffee,
like,
guys. It's like almost 9
cinematics
o'clock
and
at night,
stuff.
and tomorrow's my birthday.
So I'm
So,
probably gonna post
I'm
that
okay with
soon
that.
enough.
Traveling to Volskaya Industries. Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
So anyway, how
Come
you
on, guys. I
doing?
gotta get some mercy in.
Good.
It's, that's nice to hear. Anyway, as I was just about to say,
Alright,
Diamond
love these.
subdued. It's time for the cutting god of death.
So, if you guys did a raid earlier,
talked straight
I
for
know
3 hours,
AKG0 did a
sorry,
raid.
quiet.
I apologize if I was not able to hear the alerts. I had them muted when we were doing the podcast because I wanted to do that.
Same with Cat, so yeah.
What's up?
I'll be watching over you.
Oh, I was just saying how we've been talking for 3 hours, so.
Oh yeah, we did pretty good for I'm not gonna complain
Amplified.
for the first episode, you know.
Yeah.
Attack commences in 30 seconds.
The joys of YouTube. I thrive on it.
Yeah, you should've been there.
Alrighty, D. Now we get to show them the Genji and Mercy for a
The
bit.
Gengu and Mercy.
What'd you call your podcast?
It's our podcast. I call it the Coffee Cup Lounge
4,
Damage
Okay.
increase.
2, 1.
because I have coffee.
Attack commencing. Capture objective A.
No, I
I
picked
got
coffee
coffee,
and tea
but
depending on
coffee, so I
Send
didn't
the
drink
cat.
much of it.
How are you doing? Welcome to the channel.
Well, as I always
How are
say,
you
I
doing
need
today?
an espresso to cure my depresso, but I ain't got no depresso. So I guess I have no need for no espresso.
No idea what just happened. He's ball.
Good luck.
Oh, I got your key. Answer for.
I'm doing very good, thank you. Welcome to the channel.
I just realized I have my kazoo right next to me.
Oh, nice win.
Elbow console, please. Thank you.
Nice job, boys.
We still need you. My ultimate is ready. Go.
I got you,
I'll be
Ryan.
watching over you.
Thank you.
Verstanden.
I guess we're just chilling till we get the point.
So we just got done with the podcast. We're just gonna get a few games in for tonight, and
There's the
then
break now.
A captured. Commence.
nice me stuff. I am not a god. I told you that.
You should be at peak performance.
Frag.
Sleeping. Dead.
Might as well just kill her.
Nano's up.
Your support.
Where's
is
McCree?
Okay.
Enemy contact. Nano boost
As
administered.
soon as I turn around the corner.
My ultimate is ready. Go. I'll be watching over you.
Grind sound, left widow, top left.
My ultimate is ready. Go. I'll be Heroes never die.
Widow's dead.
That was-
I'm 15 second cooldown.
Come on, Brink, get on.
Don't worry
Brink.
about it. Widow's dead.
I got it.
Brian.
I got blessing.
There comes the
Nice.
That was
Good
easy.
job, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Easy.
So, Syndicate.
I already know who's getting played.
How
Fucking
is
embarrassing. Yeah,
your
darn right,
week
buddy.
treating you so far?
Play of the game.
Oof.
Hold up, the hell?
What did you do, my man? What did you do? What magic?
He did the Genji.
I think I got like a single kill here.
Where's the sauce? Where's the sauce? The whole enemy team just left.
Oh, that was all the Sims.
Sitting over here on my throne that was stolen.
Oh gosh.
My stolen throne made out of kills that aren't even
Yeah.
mine.
Hell is going on in Twitter tonight, guys? You gotta calm down.
Individual Skya your defenses. Select your hero.
It's a support night.
Support and
No kazoo.
How about saxophone?
No, dance.
I
Don't do
swear to
it.
God, if you bring out a saxophone, I'm done.
I mean, give me two.
Time?
Give me
No, apparently not. Darn it.
Damn it, he did.
I count this.
Hold up, where's my guitar? Hold up.
I'll be watching
Actually, no, I'm not getting this.
Dan, come on now,
Dan, please.
brothers,
Dan, please.
please. Dan, I will mute you if you don't calm down.
I can play Megalovania on virtual piano.
I can play on the kazoo.
Greetings.
I mean, I can play for release on an actual piano.
Alrighty, guys. So, if you're
Well, I don't
tuning
have
in
an
for
actual
tonight's
piano
stream,
here.
welcome everybody. My name is Kat Sebastian. We just finished a podcast not that long ago. So, we are just going to get a few games in and then
Where does it hurt?
just have some fun.
I'm also just
I always
go downstairs to get
I
my
just never
saxophone.
fucking found it because I lost.
You should be at peak performance levels. I'm here.
Oh, hey, Dev.
Damage increase.
Yeah.
Genji up top.
Reloading.
Up top, up top, up top.
Ryan, come back.
Damage amplified.
Hey, Rain!
No, don't let the Robo Boy die.
I got
We're
him.
good. Reloading.
Shit.
Got ya. Got ya.
Genji, come down.
Valkyrie's charging. Let's get you back working.
God
I'm on
damn.
18-second cooldown. Up top. Diva.
It's not working yet.
I'm taking care. Helden sterben nicht.
Genji.
Right beside you.
Really? Okay. Looks like I got a Mercy to hunt down there, loves. There ain't no way I'm gonna get one up.
Valkyrie's
Well,
almost
actually,
It's gonna
My ultimate is ready.
I'm up. On Valk.
God damn.
I'm running for my life.
Buff damage amplified.
Nope,
There's
you're
a-
back. We ain't got this one.
repositioning.
Okay. And no. Ain't no Mercy that's gonna try to one-up me.
That ass destroyed my asshole.
Mercy down.
Was it please that thing?
No.
Ich kümmere mich dich.
I did
Okay,
it.
watch him bottom left.
Do something.
Oh shit, Bob's here.
Yeah, I'm trying to call it 5.
Let's get you
Get
back
us
out
out.
there.
Yep, Ash and Genji coming behind.
Heroes never die.
I got an Ash. I need to kill her, but
Genji behind still.
Genji behind above.
I got him.
okay.
Reload.
Damage
On me right
increase.
now.
I'm taking care of him.
Demon's left side.
God damn. I know.
Keep sleeping, keep out of that. Purple deck.
Your support has arrived.
Okay, reposition, guys.
Genji up top left.
Genji top left.
Mercy's pocketing him.
Nano's up.
Fire at will.
Don't stop now.
Genji bottom right.
Amplified. Form out. Healing stream engaged.
Genji top right, top
I got
behind,
it.
behind.
Behind.
Harass the healer.
Got ya, I got ya.
He's half. Don't worry about it.
I'm taking care of him.
He's purple. He's walking.
Oh, he's trying to get this achievement. Don't do it.
Right beside you. You needed a doctor?
Can't see you, Ryan.
Group up.
That's
Fine. Hang on.
Just Genji.
Or again.
Apparently we need to have some grammar lessons, guys.
Healing stream engaged.
Sorry, move up.
My ultimate is ready.
Oh shoot. I got behind the wall.
Let him go.
Oh no.
Starting over from the beginning. Heroes never die.
God damn.
I require medical attention. Огонь по готовности.
Why was he still up?
Start your sleeping, start your sleeping. Just come. That's all.
Meteor strike. I'm here.
Contact.
Can't. I'm dead.
Oh, damn.
Only gods can fly. No, I am not a god. I have told you that means
What
stop.
do I walk with? Defeat.
Defeat.
Where do you pick a football with?
Oh my god, no.
Tofu with a 3-man kill.
Hey, Alpha Wolf, welcome.
Nerf this.
Triple kill. Epic.
Man, I learned to play 4 instruments.
Man.
You think I'd learn to play kazoo?
Please. No more kazoo.
Yeah, mute button's looking awful friendly.
That's alright, Alpha. It's just I don't want to time you out or anything, so just try to be a little bit more more chill with your
Oh.
language, okay, hon?
Sound like you're in Minecraft Steve taking damage.
So
Well, I got a legendary and I was super zoinked
We'll
on
do
that.
one more
but
game
then
and
it
then we'll
turned
call
into
the stream
Dynasty,
at night.
so I was like, oh.
You got super zoinked on that. Nice.
Disappointed. That's what I
I wanted
became
to ask,
afterwards.
can I be a mod for chat? And I'm sorry.
Everybody else is.
Disappointed!
Unacceptable!
Freaking hell.
That wasn't the one I was thinking of.
Okay.
I was thinking of the other one.
Huh? What? Oh, thank you very much for that
I've seen it,
follow
I've
and
seen it.
welcome
Like
to the channel there. Zedmed, how are you doing?
Good.
Well, I know you want to make a dramatic entrance there, Alpha, but just try to tone it down with the language a little bit, though, por
Why, what's
favor.
wrong with it?
All I ask,
It's just weird.
you're weird.
I am?
Of course, I think
Life's
all of us are
weird.
weird. Weird is the normal. There is no
I'm
normalcy. Wow, it's raining pretty good out there. There is no normalcy. I don't know who thinks there's a normal thing. There is no such thing as normal. And if
We
there
played this
is,
game and we're a glutton for punishment. Of course we're not normal.
no.
Normal depends on the person.
Yeah. It's like, no, it doesn't work like that, dude. No, that's not how we do it.
Called respect.
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna take some. Okay, so I'm gonna take some imaginary Adderall and go God mode. Wait,
No, don't do that. Come on now. Come on now. Don't do
Imaginary?
that. I mean,
Imaginary.
If it's imaginary, does that
Oh,
actually
yeah.
work?
okay.
It works, but in your mind.
I appreciate that they're
Hey, Tans.
Go with that.
they're
then.
alpha. And like I said, you know, it's just I don't.
I found my sax.
What was that?
I heard
Someone screaming
screaming.
in frustration.
I just heard.
Okay, you know, because I don't want my ears or my microphone to blow up.
Fine, give me a second.
Don't, Tans. No more of that.
All you hear are the slight.
Dance. Don't make me come over there.
Hands doing the A minor.
Okay, loves.
How about a concert B flat?
B flat.
I
Oh
found
my.
the sax.
Welcome to Hollywood. Prepare to attack.
But
That sounds
Does
bad.
that mean thank you
Tune.
very much for the follow. Welcome to
Yeah,
the
the
channel.
mouthpiece isn't honest.
How
Fair
is
enough.
your Monday going so far? I'm hoping everything's going good for you.
Oh.
We are just kind of hanging out here in some
Fly like the
Overwatch
air
for a little bit.
and flow.
We just got done with a podcast, so we.
Oh, a big hammer swing.
What do I want to do for skin?
Just like a leaf in the breeze, I lightly hesitate and levitate over the ground.
Crush shit with my hammer.
God damn it, Diamond! I'm trying to have like a freaking like deep ball around here.
Damage increase.
No, crush. German engineering.
And yes, tomorrow
And
is
just
my
like
birthday,
Hitler's
loves.
army, you freaking went down in history.
Attack commences in 30 seconds.
Consider only victory. Make
Hello.
Bad history
an
joke.
impossibility in your mind.
Yeah, beautiful wings of hers. Don't think I ain't catching that, D. I know what you're doing down there.
We are in harmony.
Old Grandpa's spazzing out down there a little bit. You gotta calm yourself.
The iris.
Grandpa's having a spaz attack. Oh no.
One.
Alright, here we go.
My damage spell is upon
Shit,
you.
I messed
Capture
up.
objective A.
System optimized.
Alright, there we go. Hi, soldier.
Shitty.
Oh no, I'm late.
I swear.
No!
I have empowered you.
Holy hell. There we go. Got into a rough start.
Let's get
He
you back
used
out.
kind of a bubble, and I got scared, and then he charged me.
Rattling your damage.
Zarya.
Where does it hurt?
Zarya first.
One.
No!
Sorry, get no first.
Nice.
Sorry, get that. Get Ana.
Anna next, guys.
My healing spell is upon
Okay,
you.
their Ryan's down. Health bar Ryan. Up 2. Up 3. Up 4. 5. Jesus!
I was in their back flank. They had their
Look
chin.
at that. Look at that shit.
brother.
Let's go!
Nice.
According to Sophie, I had most of those
Someone
kills.
call for it.
Yeah, you had to
You
kill
are
them.
German engineering.
I'll be watching over you.
Zarya trying to go high. Watch out. Just
Okay.
top.
You are German
Okay,
engineering.
Zarya. Nice charge. Soldier up top on the roof on the right side. Okay, break down. Our monkey's going ham.
Let them up.
Ryan down.
Dead. Don't worry about it.
My damage, move up with me.
Keep moving up, keep moving.
I'm staying on the payload.
Soldier's up top.
God, what? That's soldier. Okay.
Teleport you guys to the top. He murdered everything.
I have no idea how I managed
Yeah.
to survive that, guys.
I was really hoping for play, but now it's. Gonna
I have no idea how I managed to survive that.
Diamond, I don't think any of
That's
us are gonna
the
get
healing
play.
spell.
I know how you survived
My
it,
ultimate
Cat.
is ready.
It was
That's what
me.
you think. And
By the way,
You're being
by the way, I
sneaky. Stop
just got
being
my
sneaky.
ult.
My healing spell is upon
Jesus.
you.
you'll never see me coming.
Teleport online. The battle continues. I
You'll
have
never
put my
see
ultimate
it
shield
coming.
on.
I can't hold the high note.
That I am something for eyes. Okay, who's ready for it? Who's ready for it?
Move up, monkey. Stay in the line.
Push,
Stay in the
push,
line.
push.
Pushing.
Push.
God damn it.
Right beside you.
Hello, Reaper behind.
Yeah.
Oh, one other guy's left. We're up
Let's
one
get
by
you back in
default.
the fight.
Make sure they're
Go
right.
on.
No,
Lights up, lights up.
that's 2 alts that went.
Cat, can you give me the red?
I don't have res right now.
Okay. Gee,
Sorry.
I think I might have got play though.
And take it here.
I really
down.
hope there's play.
Alright.
I really hope.
Matrix is up.
Let them up.
Top.
Yeah.
Shoot.
My healing
Nice.
spell is upon you. Casting a spell on you.
Get her. Get her.
Not your time.
That?
Get kicked,
Just
bitch.
smack the Zarya.
I kicked him. I didn't get healed enough.
Watch it, he's gonna do it again. They're smoking. Got him.
He's dead.
Yeah, Sombra.
Come here, Sombra.
Teleported.
Did someone? My damage spell is upon you.
Nice.
I got you done. Safe and land.
Damage empty.
Like I said, guys, Thank you.
See him behind you. Nobody gave me a heads up, brother.
I got you.
Don't worry, nobody died in this fight.
Where does it hurt?
Get her, Diamond, get her.
I'm on fire.
Yo, me and Divine, we're just completely kicking
I'm
their
on
assholes.
fire. But this bitch doesn't bend us.
Give me a kick in the butt.
No,
Casting a
I meant what I
spell.
said.
Okay.
Specifically, they're
Brian?
Discord on Mercy. Discord on Mercy.
Yagi!
I'm above on top of Ryan.
Cover and Ryan,
You
cover
don't
and
even
Ryan.
know I'm up here.
Break down. Thank you.
Girl. Moving up with Sim.
Yagi, I know. I tried getting you earlier, man.
Reaper's discorded. Get him, Diamond. Get him. He's discorded.
It's bad, it's bad, it's
Sorry, Gina.
Oh, shoot.
Shit, sorry, I got pushed out of my lane.
Was AFK doing stuff? Ah.
I
I couldn't get away from him.
Alright, let's feel back, guys. Let's regroup. So we have to target the Reaper
Yeah,
because
reset, guys, reset.
Yeah, reset.
The Reaper's keeping him alive.
It's Reaper, he's carrying the team.
Alright, let's do this.
Yeah, we were doing a podcast earlier there, Shaggy.
Shield ready.
So we're just doing a couple matches and then
You guys ready?
I'm gonna call the stream at night and then if you wanna hang out, you're more than welcome to.
Discharge,
We
then
can
you-
get
Defend to my will.
Zarya down. Crap, we gotta get Reaper guys
We
on the
lost
left
our
side,
monkey.
left side.
Get that Reaper.
Move up to land, move up to
Shit.
No.
land.
I still call bullshit on that. I hammered down.
Here he comes.
Ninja Res!
Reload.
Tell me I cannot get my Rhine because I will get my Rhine at all costs. Reaper, Reaper, Reaper.
Matrix is ready. Reload. Zarya back left. Zarya left.
Oh, they got fat. They got fat.
Zarya behind.
Огонь по готовности.
I can't get up from start. I'm keeping alive.
Worry about it.
Reaper on the card.
Let's get you back out there.
We got 2 minutes.
I'm with
Stay on the cart.
He's coming.
Ron, pull back. Pull back.
Sorry.
We got it.
Nice.
You got
We
it.
got it. We got it.
I've got kills.
Cats, you out-healed me. You
I out-healed the
See,
both of
Reaper's
you.
They're Reaper's the only one.
Oh, Diamond. Yes.
I'm expecting big things here. 1,
Yes.
3, 4, 5.
Jesus.
Nice.
Look at you go.
I kind of just held the button.
Oh, how many heals did you get, Cats?
Did that say 77 kill participation?
Yes.
Yes.
Fuck.
Yeah, because I kept getting that heal.
7,612.
Okay, you only beat me by 400. I don't feel bad anymore.
Only 400? Damn it.
Yeah, I had 7.2.
I was silver in damage and silver in
Damn.
kills.
Alright,
Somebody.
hang on 1 second, guys. I'm gonna be right back, okay?
I gotta go to the bathroom anyways.
Alrighty, my loves. So, overall for tonight, guys, I say we had a pretty successful night. We've had quite a bit to talk about with the podcast, so I figured we'd do a couple games in here before the end of the stream. So, don't fret, guys. I feel like the podcasts are going to be really, really exciting coming up. So, if you guys have not had a chance to do so, I will let you guys do this. You are more than welcome to hit up here on the Discord. That is where we will have any ideas that you want us to talk about in future podcasts. So I just figured maybe after the podcast we get a couple just maybe a couple games in to show you guys what we can do and whatnot. So overall, we've had a pretty successful night with the podcast, and I really feel like that is something I would like to continue more. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that. If you have any questions or anything like that, you guys can always hit me up on there. But on that note, my loves, it is time to end the stream. But don't go anywhere yet, guys, because we are gonna do a raid after. So anyway, so first and foremost, I want to say thank you so much for those that came on for tonight's podcast. This has been the first one that we did, and I'm very pleased that we had quite a bit to discuss on here. So I'm really excited on stuff like that. So I hope to do more. Maybe I might be able to do it twice a week. I'm not sure, but we're going to keep it with just once a week and see how this runs. So if you guys are liking what you're seeing here on the channel, you are more than welcome to follow me up here on twitch.tv/CatSebastian. You can also follow me up on my other socials, guys. You can follow me up on Twitter, Instagram, both CatSebastian1. And you can also follow me up on YouTube, guys. If you are not familiar with that, we do have a YouTube that just started up. So if you guys want to see more of that, we're going to put stuff in YouTube as well. Tutorial videos, some shorter podcasts, things like that. Also, guys, we have Discord. Like I said, I've hit the Discord here a few times. So if you guys wish to join, you are more than welcome to do so. And on that note, my lovelies, we're going to end tonight's stream. And we are going to go over to Mr. Bearded Razorback, guys. We're going to do a raid over there. And we've got quite a collection on here. So, I thank you guys for coming in for tonight's podcast and for a little bit of the stream tonight. You guys have an awesome night, and I'll see you Wednesday with a little bit of Anthem. Until then, see you guys then. Enjoy Mr. Razor. Go with the Bearded Razorback.